Okay, hang tight. Oh, tight. Oh, much better. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Good morning, good morning. Okay, hang on. Let's make sure that we get connected here. Come on, little interwebs. Come on, YouTube. Come on. Well, I can see some people. I don't know if you can see me yet, but I can see some of you in the chat. Let's see. Come on. Give me a heads up, guys. Can you, okay, now something's happening maybe. Can you see me? Are we here? Are we here? Are we here? Yes! Oh, Susan, I love, wee you. Little typo there, wee you. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Oh my goodness. Does it, I don't know if it's just me, but does it feel like it's been like a year and a day since we've been together here on a Saturday? If it does, it's kind of because we have. I mean, not really a year and a day, but I think the last time we were here together on a Saturday was July 9th. And today is July 30th. So that would be, what, 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks. I can do the math. 9th, 30th. Well, a little bit more than 3 weeks. Wow. No, 3 weeks. I say I can do the math. Then I got myself confused. Yes, 3 weeks. So it has been a long time and it feels like forever. And this is normally such a part of my routine, our Saturdays together and hanging out with you guys and chatting and listing and then chatting some more and telling stories because that's kind of what I do. But oh my gosh, it's been a crazy month. So as we get going, especially during the About Last Month list, I'll share all that with you. Lots to share. Okay, so I'm checking the chat. Before I start reading the chat, welcome. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are new to our Saturday listing sessions, welcome. If you're not new, welcome to you too. Basically, welcome to everyone. We're like one big giant melting pot here on a Saturday, right? Usually, well, not usually, when I'm not traveling, and that's been happening more and more lately, but when I'm not traveling, we are here on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and we do like what I like to call creative listing. So I provide a couple of list topics, usually 3 or 4 list topics, and I provide those always on a Thursday. So you kind of have a heads up if you want to take a look at the list topics and kind of think about your list if you're going to be listing with us. And then that's what we do. So I give a list topic and we list. And for me, it's a really great way of memory keeping. It's a very different kind of way of memory keeping, but really what it's all about is us, me, you, right? It's about writing about yourself, things that you like, things that you don't like, things that you love, things you remember, things you want to forget, all of those kind of things. But it's kind of a cool way of doing your memory keeping. And what I love about it too, besides that it's a great way to do memory keeping, it's also crafty, right? We play with lots of different products, washi and stamps and stickers and paper and all those fun things. So that is what we do here on a Saturday. I've got a few, well, let me back up. I've got so many things running through my head. If you're watching live, welcome. I want to, hang on. Oh, don't do that to me again, please, on Saturday. My iPad that sits, so my phone is here, my iPad's in front of me. That's how my iPad is how I see our chat and how I see what you guys see. So I hope it's just spinning all of a sudden and I don't know why. So I don't care what you guys, well, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say I don't care what you see right now because I can see what you see. It's just me. But I may have to grab my iPad, or too many devices, grab my laptop if I'm not going to see that on the iPad. So anyhow, what I was saying though was that if you were watching live, there is a chat that takes place. On my screen, I see it over on the right. It may appear, oh, okay. It just came back. So cross our fingers, everyone. Cross fingers and toes and all the appendages because it makes it a lot easier for me to interact with you guys as we get going. Okay, black screen. I mean, well, anyhow, doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. I need my little, well, I don't have a technical person, but I need a technical person to be here to be messing with that to see what's going on. Yes, if you're watching live, there is a live chat. Depending on how you are viewing it, it's probably either on the right-hand side of the screen or at the bottom. I love it, love it, love it when you guys chat because it lets me see who's here. Also, lets me catch up on what's been going on with you guys. Now, I have a little brief window to do that because I try to read the chat as I'm talking and working and all that. Oh, good. Okay, I'm back. Nick, text, I know, yeah, Terry, Nick is golfing, so there'll be no tech support from Nick today. But I think we're good. So I gotta catch up with I have to catch up with the chat in just a second, but that's the chat. So I'd love it if you guys pop in, say hello in the chat, tell us where you're from. I love the chat primarily though, because I mean, I can kind of see what's going on with you guys and you guys can say hello and I can say hi back. But really what I love about it is that community that you guys have built in that chat, because that's how you guys kind of keep track of what's going on with everybody every week when we're together. And if you're new, don't feel afraid to pop in. These people don't know each other. A few of them know each other. A few of them have met in person. A few of them maybe are with their friends. But by and large, most of the people here don't know each other. Have never met in person. They just have kind of met, if you will, through the chat, through our Saturday sessions that we've been doing. Oh my gosh, like 2.5 years. So I love that. I love that for us. I love that for me. I love that for you guys. So if you're new, just pop in and say hello. Super, super, super friendly bunch of squirrels. We'll talk about that in a minute. Carolyn. Okay, Carolyn, I just saw that. Carolyn said, so I don't know if you caught it or not. Calling is away. So she asked me to remind you to plug in. I know, plug in my phone. So help me remember again, when I flip the camera, that's when I could plug in. If I flip now, then it'll get all tangled. But yes, she's so sweet. Colleen emailed me, I think yesterday. And yesterday was a literal 15-hour marathon design session. So I think I saw it come in and I saw her say, I'm not going to be there. And then I didn't read the rest of the email, but she did say, remember, I'm not going to be there. Remember to plug in your phone, which I love. So you guys always watch out for me because we don't want to lose power if we don't plug in the phone, right? Okay. Yeah, Terry, it's beautiful weather. And I think Nick's, yeah, he's golfing today and I think probably tomorrow too. Okay, Leonella, welcome. Leonella said, first time catching you live. I love that. Now, a lot of you watch the replay because life, right? Saturdays are hard. Really, if we picked 1,000 people, we'd never find the right date or time for everyone. So I know a lot of you watch the replay and I love that. I love having you here too. Because in the replay, you can't necessarily chime into the chat and say hello. I want you to pop into the comments on the video itself and say hi. Now, I always do giveaways, so that's kind of a little incentive for you to pop into the comments and say hi. So I've got something really fun today, never seen before, brand new, just added to the website within the last, I don't know, probably about 22 minutes. I was scrambling this morning to do a lot of things, so you'll see that in a minute. Also have a chance to win that in a minute. Okay, Carolyn, Carolyn, you're on it today. I love it. Carolyn said, remember to put questions in caps so I might see it. Yes, a lot of times that chat starts to really roll. And if I glance up, sometimes it's easier for me to see all the uppercase because it just stands out. Once we get going and I flip the camera and we start working, then it's a little bit easier for me to see the chat because I can just glance up and see versus right now, it's hard for me to talk and read and chew gum and I don't know, what was this? You used to do hand on the head and rub your stomach, whatever, at the same time. Valerie, okay. Valerie said, my first list with me live also. Welcome, Valerie. I love that. I love that for you. It's fun. You're going to have a ton of fun. So somebody said, so Valerie said, my first list with me live also. So that means someone else, I missed their comment, is also there first. So welcome. Yes, I am super glad to be back with you guys today. I don't know, it just feels so weird. Feels so weird when we're not together and I miss it. I say that whenever I don't see you guys, I miss it because this is such a big part of my life when we get together on Saturdays because I love it. It's social time, it's chatty time, and it's playtime, which for me, I don't get enough of. So I hope you guys today, or whenever you're watching, have a little bit of social, chatty playtime as well. Okay, DM, first live for you as well. Welcome. Okay. Oh goodness. Karen, total shoulder replacement surgery. Wow. Best of healing luck and wishes to you. That's a lot. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. So let's talk about, I had to look at the chat real quick. Let's talk about some housekeeping things. I am gone. I am gone basically the entire month of August, with the exception of, like, I don't know, I think 6 or 7 days. I'm teaching at a retreat the first weekend, and then I'm home for a week. Not first weekend, next week I'm gone. Anyhow, let's just say this. We will be listing once, only once during the month of August, and that is August 13th, Saturday, August 13th. I am trying really hard to figure out how to squeeze in a one night listing session because I'm gone so many times, so much during the month of August. I also have 3 virtual classes on my YouTube channel that I also need to get done. That is the Disney Traveler's Notebook. That is the Travel Time mini book kit, and that is, oh my goodness, what the finish up the 15-hour design session was last night. Oh, it's over there. What the Disney mini book kit. So I'm still trying to figure out where I can. Oh, and then there's one more. There's 4 actually. Oh yes, the fall Traveler's Notebook kit. Wow. So I am still looking to try to figure out where, how, if we can squeeze in. We're not skiing. Squeeze in at least one nighttime listing session. So just stay tuned. If you get my emails, then you'll get an email about that. If you don't get my emails, well, you might want to, because then you'll know. Okay. I know I'll miss you guys too. But here's the thing. Saturday, September, we will return-ish to our regularly scheduled Saturdays, with a caveat. September, October, November are always my craziest time of year when it comes to traveling and teaching at events and retreats. So we will list every Saturday that I am here, and then I'll be around for a long time and we'll get Saturdays again. So just know, and it just, you know what, makes it, I shouldn't say this, makes it more special for me when I don't see you guys for a while, because then it's like, oh, yay. So, yeah, that's where we are. So that's the first thing on my list. August 13th, the only Saturday-ish in August that we'll be together. Well, for sure, the only Saturday. Next thing, the rulers. So I showed you guys a couple of weeks back my new zero centering rulers, right? Those guys and those guys I just painted. But anyhow, these are, they are coming to me this week. So they will be back shipping on Monday, August 8th. I put them back live this morning. So if you've been waiting for those are back again, and I'll use those just in my everyday kind of working today. You'll see those. So those are back. I think we're about ready to flip the camera and get going. Oh yes, one more thing. The Travel Time mini book project kit started shipping last week. Started shipping yesterday. The Disney Traveler's Notebook project kit and the Disney mini book project kit starts shipping on Monday. Finished instructions in the wee hours of last night. And so those are all kitted to go. Just instructions need to be added. So those will start shipping on Monday. As well as the fall Traveler's Notebook kit. Those are all ready to go. And also shipping, actually those started shipping yesterday too, even though they're not really up on my website. They're just up as coming soon. So I will have that kind of designed tomorrow, and probably those photos up tomorrow. Anyhow, that's a lot. Because I'm only home really 1 week in the month of August, that is the 8th through the 12th or 13th or whatever that is. There's a lot of shipping going to be happening during that week. If you have something that you have your eye on, you want to get it ordered between now and like midweek, probably the 10th of August, because after that Friday, there'll be no shipping kind of almost the whole second half of August. So just want to give you guys a heads up. All right. Terry, I'm not coming to Colorado. No, I'm sorry. Joe, yes, Ready, Set, Create in September. I'll be in Burbank. One of the places in September. One of the places I'll be in September is Burbank. You know what I meant. Hi, Linda from the Netherlands. Okay, guys, I think we are ready to flip the camera, right? Okay, let's do that. Give me 1 second here while we flip. I just feel like totally out of sorts because we haven't flipped in a long time, huh? 1, 2, 3, flip. Sarah, I did. Okay. Sarah just asked a great question. Sarah said, Layle, did you ever find out about the large tape refill in red? So I just have this here because I need to use it today. Let's talk about this for a sec. Many of you, this is your favorite adhesive. It's mine. It's what I carry in my website, and it is what I use all the time. It's what you always see me use when I'm teaching or when I'm doing our Saturday sessions. So Sarah had asked, Sarah said she had heard a rumor that the refills were being discontinued. And we all went, no. So I did some checking. I chatted with the distributor that I work with that I ordered that product from. And she assured me not being discontinued. I think where the confusion has come into play is that Scrapbook Adhesives, they actually have two different brands. There's like a home something or other, and then this one, the Scrapbook Adhesives brand. So the one that is being discontinued is the other, not this one. It's kind of like a grayish, light bluish. That is what's being discontinued. So this one not being discontinued, and I have it on order. I've had it, the refills, on order for quite some time. I'm hoping within the next week or so, and I just, when I get it, I get it. The best thing there is if you order that, the refill from me, if you order that adhesive, is to click the button on that product on my website that says email me when available. As soon as I get, and this goes with any product on my website, as soon as I get inventory in and I add it to the website, if you have said email me when available, that automatically triggers an email to anyone that said, let me know when it's back in stock. So it's all totally seamless. And then that way, you know. All right. Yes, Joy, you did. That's so funny. You bought the last 3. Okay. Terry, I love it. Terry says she's going to try watching live while she's corralling her 3 grandsons. I bet that's like herding cats a little bit, huh, Terry? All right. Yeah, so Sarah, I'm sure they're out everywhere. Okay, so guys, and I have something I need to do. I have something on my to-do list that I really need to get done. So I just want to ask you if I can do that really quick. I don't think you guys will mind. Actually, not on my to-do list, but I should do it anyway, is have a sip of coffee. All right, and before I do that, let's plug in because Colleen and Carolyn will want to remind me of that. Okay, let me have a quick sip and set that off to the side because, oh, I already tried the mixed media this month. I don't need mixed media with my coffee as well by spilling. Okay, something on my to-do list that I really would like to get done. So, I have a little traveler's notebook insert here that I have started to swatch my washi tape. And I have my washi tape swatching stamp. Okay, that's one of my Layle by Mail exclusive stamps, the washi tape stamp. So I have just a couple washies that I need to swatch, okay? There are 6 of them, and they are brand new. Like so brand spanking new that no one has seen them. Well, one person, Nick's seen them, Lily's seen them, and my friend Amy's seen them, but no one else has seen them until right now. So I need to get them swatched. So that's what I want to do really quick. I would like to take a minute or 2 and swatch those. Are we crooked? I think we're crooked. Let me try to fix that. Either this is crooked or that's crooked. Let's see. Let's see. Wow. I don't know. I can't tell if my desk is crooked. What's crooked? Maybe my iPad. I think my iPad was crooked. That's funny. I don't want to move anything when it's the iPad. Yeah. Anyhow. All right. So I am going to swatch some brand new washi tape that I recently received. These are washis that I had designed for me based on what I wanted. And then, of course, I had China make them. and they are now available on my website. All right, so what I usually like to do, what I'm going to do, I am just going to, since they're brand new, I am going to pull them out here so we can all see them, and then I'm going to get them swatched in my little Washi swatching notebook. So this is the first one. That is a chunky stripe. It is designed to go with this one, this floral. This floral is a floral that does not exist anywhere. I had a designer design that for me very, very specifically. The reason I had her design that very specifically, that you are getting a sneak peek at one of the, I believe, 3 brand new Traveler's Notebooks, Layle by Mail Traveler's Notebooks, the covers that will be coming hopefully this year. It's a long, involved process when you're manufacturing something like that with the factory in China. So that will be one of 3 brand new Traveler's Notebook covers, that little floral. It's kind of hard to see, but there's kind of a light pink, little light pink peaches background with little white dots. Okay, so there we go. And those 2 can definitely go together. Then this one I'm actually going to pull out, and I am going to have it go all the way across the page because there's actually 3 different parts to it. So that is date washi. And you can see when I say 3 different parts, there's one section, there's another section, there's another section. So 3 different, almost kind of 3 in 1, 3 different designs in the same roll for date washi. Now, what is kind of hard to see, maybe hard to see with the naked eye. Well, not with the naked eye, because I can see it, but you guys may not be able to see it as well. That little dotted line that's between the months and the days, that is rainbow. The little dotted vertical there is rainbow. And then also the little dotted horizontal there between the months and the days, also rainbow. What's really cool with this one, you guys, and the thought behind this one was, look at, if I take just one of my Traveler's Notebook inserts, look how cool this is. You get 3 in 1 on that roll, but look. Deep, 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 deep. They fit. So that will fit the width of a Traveler's Notebook insert. And then that works for all 3 of those. Okay, and then I'm still gonna just do my little swatching, but I wanted you guys to be able to see these up close and in person since they're brand new. Mini hearts, or excuse me, mini stars. I said mini hearts because I have a mini star just like that. I said mini hearts because I have a mini heart now, just like the mini stars, right? And then we have, of course, we have the outlined stars, just like we have the outlined heart, right? You guys know what I mean there, right? So there's our little mini hearts right there. And then there's our outlined hearts. So now there's the coordinating mini stars and outlined stars. And last but not least, the same kind of idea, but the kind of mini, or not mini, those are the outline circles. Okay, so there we have it. Yay! All right, so now let's just do a little bit of stamping. We're gonna do a little swatching. Oh yes, you guys, I have like 4 different trays all set up. I bring all the stuff on a tray, and then trying to get better about my organization skills as we are working together. So once I'm done with all of this, it goes back on the tray. Now, as I'm doing this, I did happen to mention, remember I said that, ooh, let's do pencil might be fun. I did happen to say that I always do giveaways, right? And of course, today would be no different. So today, we'll do 2 giveaways. One would be that. That is the bundle of the 6 new washi rolls. So that will be one of the giveaways. And then the second one, we'll do the washi swatch, the washi swatching stamp set. Swatch this washi is what it's called. Swatch this washi. And so what I'll have you guys do, you want to make a mental note to come back to the video and leave a comment on the video itself, not on the chat, but I'll have you leave a comment on the video itself telling me which of those new rolls of washi is your favorite. And then I will, when we are together again on the 13th, I will draw 2 random lucky winners. One will win that bundle of the new washi, and one will win the stamp set. Okay, so let's see. Let's start out with, I don't know, it's hard. I don't know which one's my favorite. I don't actually, oh, I know, great idea. Okay, sorry. Let's start with this one, because this gives a little bit, this one's a little bit longer space there. So it gives me room for a little bit more, right? There we go. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. Then I think what we'll do, let's do one of the, hang on. I think next one we will do is, how about this guy? This guy's a fun one. I'm going for a little bit longer on a few of these, just so if there's a little bit more detail that I want to be able to see. This is kind of a cute little guy. It's a like a little piece of washi is holding up a little block. Robin, thank you. Robin said it's so exciting to see you designing all of these new products. So happy for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's, you know what? If you had told me, oh, 2 years, a year ago, right? I don't think that, I mean, I think it's for sure been within the last year, right? It hasn't been that long. If you had told me a year ago that I would be designing and manufacturing my own products, I would have told you that you were crazy. I would not have believed you. But look, here we are. Here we are. So it's, yes, it's very exciting. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Actually, that one's going to be too short. We'll do something different for that one. Let's do, oh, the little stars will be cute in that one. So the whole idea behind this washi, swatch this washi stamp set was so that you could swatch your washi, right? I did a stamp set. I have a stamp set that's called Swatch This Inks because the same reason. If you have a lot of inks or you have a lot of washi, sometimes you don't know what you have. And if you don't know what you have, it can get a little bit difficult to use it, right? Let's use this little guy. I have an idea, kind of a fun idea here. If you don't know what you have, you don't use it, right? It's kind of like clothes in your closet. If you do not know what you have, you are probably not going to wear it. So, oopsie, hang on. That is something that, okay. Where would the wipes have run off to? I know, I probably used 8 packages of them. Sorry, I'm bending down looking for them. Well, I always recommend that you have wipes with you when you are doing any kind of stamping. I'm sure probably went through like 18 packs of wipes when Vicki was here and we did our little mixed media thing. So, yeah, I will have to figure out what I did with those. I just tried to get as much ink off my fingers as I could. Wanda, so right now when I'm swatching the washi, and this is all I've done so far, this is my washi. So the Layle by Mail washi. I will probably, I don't know, I need to think about that because I have so much washi. I will probably swatch, I think I'll probably have a whole separate notebook or insert to swatch other washi because I think I want to keep all of my Layle by Mail stuff together. Okay, so what I just did, these are little hangers. That is a, well, start of a hanger. There's a ribbon, a bow. There's another bow. There's a thumbtack. There's clips. There's all different kinds of things. But those little hangers with a line added are meant to work with, hang on, are meant to work with these little boxes. Or rectangles, I should say. So you have little rectangle like that and big rectangle like that. So I think what I'm going to do here is make, for the rest of them, Wow, except for the date one. Goodness, I'm just going to be a mess today. Of course, and I have a white shirt on too, which that's not very smart, is it? Lisa, very good question. Lisa said, question, do you see dies for your stamps in the future? Yes, for some of them. And I've talked a lot about Andy, Andy K. Art. She is the one that I work with to design the stamps. She would also be the one designing the dies. Now, I have her very busy all the time because we are in the process right now of designing for new stamp sets. So we need to take a breath at some point and stop and work on dies. So it won't be for everything. It will be for a few things that, that like the typewriter, that is one that for sure is in the plan. And then we'll have to figure out what else might be in the plan after that. Too many things to want to do in too little time, and too little, well, I guess too little time, right? Too little time. All righty. Oh, I know, while I'm doing this, one last thing I should just mention. If you have not, let's see, today's the 30th. So today and tomorrow, tomorrow's the 31st. If you have not taken advantage of my little Christmas in July celebration, you want to make sure to do so, because there is a $5 off coupon your purchase of 25 or more. So if you haven't taken advantage of that yet, that runs out, that ends tomorrow, end of day tomorrow. So you might want to just take a look at that. And you'll see that on my website when you go. Okay, one last one. Oh no, two last ones, right? Two last ones. Two more. Sarah, she's wonderful. Andy is amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely, she is amazing. Oh yeah, die cut scatter. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, to do a die for that, duh. It totally would make sense. We need a die for scatter. Oh, speaking of scatter, labels. Yes, Lisa, labels too. See, I forget. Labels are also on the docket. So interesting. So Lisa said, the Swatch the Washi. Okay, I need to think more about that one. Because I would not think, but I'm not a huge die person. So I wouldn't think that that would necessarily be be one that people would want. But maybe, huh? All right, we're going to do one last one, and then I can check this off of my to-do list. Yeah, and since I don't have my wipes, I cannot clean these right now. My hands are going to be a mess. Let's just at least kind of try to get a little bit of that ink off. Hanger pencil. Oh, Lisa. Hanger pencil bow. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Oh, this little guy. Okay, just one more and we'll be done. Then we're going to move on to our listing. So we will be doing 3 lists today. I'm going to do this one, this little paint roller. We'll be doing 3 lists today. The first one that we're going to do is about last month. Now, technically, the month is not over, right? Hi, Sandy, welcome. Welcome. Technically, the month is not over, right? But since we won't be together again until August 13th, I thought, you know what? The month is more or less over, so might as well just go ahead and do about last month. So that'll be the first one that we work on in a brief moment. Okay, here we go. And I wanted that one to be kind of a longer vertical. Let me just chop this off. I was very messy. I didn't really chop anything off. So like over here on the edges. And then this is like, that little paint roller is like it is painting the washi. And I want to do that one vertical just so I can get a really long swatch of that. Like so. Okay, all done. Swatched. Okay, yep, and those are all ready to go and shipping now. Okay, let's put this away and we'll be ready for about last month. Yes, thank you for letting me do that. So this is funny. Some of you know that I have my little listing workbook that I had made, I designed and then had it made for me because I needed to track the same thing every month. Well, I recently did the same thing, but different. I made my own little planner. So, and it works for me. Look at, this is, yeah, I don't know what's on here, so I have to be careful. Just I don't want to show any secrets. So here, let's just do this. There we go. So I've got the week, I have my little calendar there, and then I have all of my little like focus, what I'm trying to focus on that week, and then all my to-dos. Because this is how I think I'm kind of trying to track all of my to-dos. So I was very excited about getting that one done. So now as we are listing, I've got my workbook that I need to like add things in when we have list ideas. And then if I'm like, oh shoot, I need to do that, then I'm not scrolling on a piece of paper. And I've got it in my little book. Okay, so here we go. Second tray. Caroline, it's out of necessity. That was a very much out of necessity. So, all right, about last month. We're gonna need our stamp set. We're doing more stamping. Well, our second list we won't stamp. Our third list we will stamp. Hi, Michelle. The week page. I don't know, Terry. I'm not sure how that would work. I don't know. I have to think about that. All right. So I have some inks. Oh, ink. So if you did not, I now have brought, I had enough people kept saying, what ink is that? Where can I find the inks? And then a couple were like, well, why do I have to buy them elsewhere? Can't I just buy them from you? So I have brought in a selection, and I don't think any of those are the ones I brought in, but I brought in the kind of my most frequently used inks, Distress Oxide. So I now have those available as well. And some regular Distress inks in little mini packs. Okay, let's get that off to the side and move this. Okay, almost ready. Almost ready. Hopefully this makes, having these little trays out will make things easier for us. For me going forward. I know, Jessie, I didn't bring in any purple. I brought in like your regular Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, a couple of blues, no indigo or violet. Yeah. All right. So about last month, we need this. I have oh, look. Oh, I don't want this one. This one's for photography. I don't want to mess that one up. Let's put that back. And I am using Jen Hadfield Live and Let Grow. So this is linked in the description box of the video below. Actually, what is linked is there's just trying to make things easier for anyone shopping. There is one link that said, this is basically what I am using during this listing session. So if you click on that, you'll see everything. Hi, Diane. Glad to see you've made it. Terry, I only brought in one because yellow, I mean, I like yellow, but doesn't mean that everybody likes yellow, and not everybody needs like 18 shades of yellow. So I'm trying not to bring in, I don't even know how many of all of the colors that Tim does. I'm going to say a lot. I'm going to say, holy cow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, probably close to 80. Just doing the numbers really quick, probably close to 80. So yeah, no, I will not be carrying all 80. That is crazy. So I'll carry kind of what I use most and just good basic generals. Because that's how I started with the inks is, you know, I like bright colors. So starting with, you know, a good red, an orange, a yellow, a green, a couple blues, and then there you go. All right. Trying to get us all reset again. I missed it too, Diane. Yes, I was saying that earlier. I really missed it too. Okay. So about last month, let's talk about last month for a minute. Especially if you are new. I'm not quite, I still need to go back and finish this one, but this is a great example. About last month, I do the same list every month. And when I started for 2022, I introduced a stamp set specifically for About Last Month. I didn't have one prior to that, so I thought, well, I might as well design one because then I can use it and then other people can use it too. So every month of 2022, my list looks very similar to this. I have 9 photos over here, and it's actually one single photo. That is a, oopsie, got a little dirty. That's okay, I'll end up covering that up. This is a 5x7. So I printed a 5x7, and those are all photos that are on that 5x7. And I use the Epson PictureMate PM400 printer and the Epson Creative Print app. And that app is a free app. They do it for both Android and iPhone. And that's how I get all those little photos. So I always have 9 photos just like that. I should say always. For 2022, this is my format. I did a little bit of a different format for 2021. And then I use that stamp set. So with the stamp set, I have a little grid here, and the grid is part of the stamp set. You have the 2-digit month, the month of the year, and then in my handwriting, About Last Month. And then I just make a big run-on list of all the things that happened. I did a class, a kit and a class for kind of this whole concept at the beginning of this year and last year, but beginning of this year. And we talked a little bit about how I keep track of all of these things and how I keep track of all of the photos. So what I would recommend here, usually how I grab all of this, like this morning when I sit down to grab all of this, I look at my calendar. I keep a note on my phone. So I keep a note on my phone of all of just whatever happened in between those two things. That's how I can easily put that list together. So let's go. That was April. Let's see. There's May. So exact similar format. Not exact similar. That makes no sense. Basically, it's the exact same thing. And the only thing that changes is a little accent product that I use. Here is, there's June. And now we're ready for July. So, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this when we get to our last list. This and this. Okay, so here we go. Okay, hold on. Somebody said, Leonella, I want to start with the standard wide traveler's notebook insert. Do you have covers for the wide inserts? Yes, Leonella, those are the majority of the covers that you see on my website are standard wide. You just want to stay away from the ones that say A6, and they will say A6 in the title. So as long as you're not looking at an A6, any of the others are good. All right. Oh, yes. So I usually start with adding my photo. Now, I always have to trim my photo just a tad. And you might think, hang on, let me grab my trimmer. You might think, well, Layle, why do you have to trim your photo? Because if this is 5x7 and the inserts that you use are standard wide, so they are 8.25 by 5 is the wide, why would I need to trim my photo a little bit? And I like to talk about this because I always get this question from you guys on the kind of as a one-off. The reason that I need to do that, yes, this is when you measure cover to cover. That is 5 inches wide. But when you account for the center and you account for the staples, you're a little bit shy of 5 inches wide. So we need to trim that just a tad. So nothing wrong that you did if you're looking at your 5-inch photo and going, wait a minute, it's too wide. What happened? It's just that they need to be slight little titch, like maybe 1/16 of an inch narrower, or it'll hang over the edge. And nothing wrong with, I was going to say nothing wrong with a hangover. Nobody wants a hangover. Nothing wrong with that, having that hang over the edge a little bit. It's just I generally try not to have too many things stick out the edge of my insert. I have a brand new tape gun because I dropped mine on the floor last night after dropping it on the floor one too many times. I've dropped it on the floor a lot. And Nick was in here. I don't know. Bringing in lights or something to help me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I just handed it to him and I go, here, fix this. And then he took it and he looked at it and he's like, yeah, no. Yep, nope, you're done. So, brand new one. Let's see. Anne said, finally ordered the new ruler and stocked up on stickers. Should be set for some mysterious listing. Awesome. All right. Okay, here we go. So this always goes right here. That's about good. Okay, then I need to come in and do my little outlining. And I just talked about kind of this type of memory keeping that I've done, oh gosh, 2 years. 2 years now. I talked about it a little bit, but if you want to learn more about it, I have a blog post on my blog that talks about this whole kind of about this month's style of memory keeping. And I've linked to it in the blog post for this week. So it's just for me, it is very freeing because I do not have to come up with a new design every time, right? Lisa said, where can I see a quick flip through of the listing with Layle notebook working on my order? You can see the flip through on that product on my website. So if you just find that product on my website, there's a video where I flip through it. Okie dokies. So this type of memory keeping for me has been great. Nick and I are empty nesters. Nick is my husband. If you're new, Nick is my husband. We have 2 boys, Jack and Sam. Jack lives in Washington State and Sam lives here in Utah, but not with us. He is out on his own and independent. Both are independent, which is awesome. So the things that I document in terms of my memory keeping have changed a ton from when they were little kids, right? I still scrapbook, I still do memory keeping, I still do storytelling, but the format, in which I do it has changed a little bit. And that is kind of the everyday. These lights are still bugging me. I still feel like we've got too much shadow. Well, maybe that's better. Anyhow, this is a great way for me to just remember kind of the day-to-day stuff because on my list, you have no worries, Lisa, no worries. On my list, I have all the things. Sometimes it's that I brought fresh flowers. Sometimes it's that we went on a trip. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's little. It's just an easy way for me to kind of jot down what happened during the month. Okay, so I have pulled out Live and Let Grow. A long time ago I was talking about that, wasn't I? And that is Jen Hadfield collection. That is linked in the description of the video. Or if you just go to my website under shop, you'll see a section that says what I'm using. And then that's what I'm using on this listing session. So I pulled out a bunch of the die cuts. Oh, I forgot. This guy's up here. This is new. This little Squirrel Squad sticker. And it's a vinyl sticker. So vinyl, you can put it on water bottle, you can put it on computer, you can put it in your lists or wherever you want to put it, but those are new too. So with both of the giveaways that we talked about earlier, I'll also give away one of those. Okay, so I pulled out, oh yes, I think Wonderlust. Wonderlust might be a really good one. That's kind of me. That's kind of been our summer. So Wonderlust might go right there. This guy, I don't know. It might work. I don't know. That's a lot. The reason why I was thinking I might put that, we did a pretty awesome trip in our RV over the 4th of July, over that long weekend. And so maybe, I don't know, that's really big though, so it might not work. Might not work. Ooh, we might have to cover up a little bit of Usher. If that goes there, Usher. Huh. I saw Usher in concert during the month of July. So there'll be lots of fun things that I can talk about. So if I do this, because I also can't cover up Chris Stapleton, because we also saw him. That was oh my gosh, that was an adventure. I'll talk about that too as we get going. So maybe those there, I don't know. That's kind of big. So you might have to go off to the side for a minute. Let's see, I had all these all set up and I knew exactly what I was going to use and now they're all over the board. This could go there. Nah, I still am kind of liking this guy. Now, a tent could work, but we weren't really in a tent, so probably not. But you don't have to be in a tent to use tent, right? the reason why all of these were no longer set up is because last night I had to photograph the Smiles from Ear to Ear, my Disney mini book for the instructions. So all of this went away. Ooh, let's get outside. That one would be a good one because there was some getting of the outside during the month. That could maybe go there. So if that goes there, let's see. We just might end up doing like a bunch of layering. Oh, the butterflies. Butterfly will work well for Vicky and I there because she likes the butterflies. My friend Vicky was in town for, oh my gosh, like 8 days. Well, really, technically it was 10 days, but she got here on the night of one of the days, you know, the first day, and then left early morning on the 10th day. So more like 8 days. Oh my goodness, we had so much fun. It was craziness. I don't know, this is getting kind of, it's getting very full in here. Da, 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 da. Anne said, when will we have t-shirts? So, Anne, it's on my list. Actually, that's a really easy thing to happen because all of the brand Layle by Mail branded stuff, except for the stickers. So the shirts and the mugs and things like that, those are all I do through a third party. So really all I need to do is just get it set up. And then they're done because then they do all the printing and then you just, anyhow, maybe this weekend. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, that's a lot. I mean, that's really packed. I normally don't pack things in so much like that, but we might just have to do that. Might just have to leave it like that. And then if we do that, then I'll do washi along here. But then what do I want to put? Boy, I don't know. There's a lot going on there. Lots of layering. Then I need to think about what I put over here. This is, you know what? This is the problem. I think that's too big. I know there are other butterflies. There's a small one. That's too small. It's like Goldilocks. That one's too big. That one's too small. That one maybe is just right. It's going into the moose picture from the encounter I had with the moose. Well, I shouldn't say the encounter that Nick and I had with the moose on our camping trip. That was quite the ordeal. No, it wasn't an ordeal because, you know, it's not like we got trampled or it's not like we got, it's just very startling when there's all of a sudden a moose in your camp and you're not expecting it. Okay, I think that works. All right, so now I need to tack this stuff down. Melanie, welcome. Melanie, welcome. Oh, you know what? So hold on. Carla said, I'm working on my December daily for 2020, Christmas in July. Yep, you know what? There's no, oh, let's take the lid off. There's no rule that says you have to get your December daily done in December of any year, right? But what I will mention, because I'm starting to get lots of questions, because this time of year, usually in September is when I start the pre-order for my December daily. Now, I don't call it December daily because that's an Allie Edwards name, but my December documented project, annual project, or mini book kit, I will have that up late August or early September for pre-order. And those will ship probably mid-September, mid to late September. And then the class for that will be, how did I have that now? The class for that will be in November. So it'll be early November-ish. I got to look at my calendar because traveling and stuff. It'll be early November. So you have time to get it done before December starts. That's assuming you want to have it done before December starts. Let's see. Did you say what video setup is? Laura, explain more. I'm not sure what you're asking. Not sure what you're asking. So then, and I need to go and add this to the Facebook group because there was a question on the Facebook group about it and hilarious conversations, you guys, about whoever was in there talking about that kit. It's very funny. You guys are like, just take my money. And then somebody did a Kim Kardashian like little gif of a stack full of money and she's doing like this. And then you guys are like, here, Layle, just take my money. It was quite funny. I thought it was amusing. I just need to go now comment on it. But I need to do a post in the Facebook group just saying, hey, this is what's coming and when. So in the meantime, if you didn't know, you can always, always, always find on my website, there's a coming soon. Right at the top of my website. And that shows you what product is coming soon. So both my product and other manufacturers' products that I am bringing in. So both that and what project kits I have coming as well. So if you're like, when is she going to come out with that darn December documented? You could go there and see it. Okay. Oh, Julie, I love it. Yes, we'll make that happen for sure. Julie said, need t-shirts before Salt Lake City in September, the retreat you're going to, right? The Simple Stories retreat. Melissa, question, does anyone know I can't see the chat on my iPad when I make Layle full screen, but I can't see on the right if it's not full screen? I think, Melissa, I think it's just the full screen thing. I think when you go to full screen, I think that it's, well, you want full screen, we're giving you full screen. I don't know for sure if that's the case, but I have a feeling that's what it is. All right. So now I need to do my stamping over here. That's where I will stamp my grid with the date and the month. And I think I pulled out a couple of colors. The one color I didn't pull out that we just might have to see, I pulled out these three colors that I thought would go well with the colors in this Live and Let Grow collection. The one color I didn't pull out, I did not pull out kind of this greeny color. Green-y, not grainy, but green-y color. The reason I didn't pull that out was because it's beautiful as part of the collection, but I think if I just had that over here, it's kind of muddy, right? It's just kind of like an olive green, and I think that would totally change the whole look of what we see over here. So let me look. These are all of my distress inks that I have in my personal collection. I think it would be, if I was looking to do it, it would be peeled paint for sure, right? I mean, look at that. That is almost exact, an exact match. But you guys see what I mean when I say that is really, I mean, it would be pretty, but I think it's just going to be heavier than I want it to be. So I'm going to look at maybe these three and we'll see what they look like. These are my swatches that I made using my Swatch This inks. So if we do, I don't know, I kind of want to do both of these. I think that would be really pretty. I think dried marigold might be a little bit too light. So let's look. Dried marigold. This is a reason why swatching your inks is super helpful, because look at, I mean, it's close, right? But this looks way lighter than it really stamps. So I pull this out ahead of time and think, oh yeah, that could probably work. But I see it here and I'm like, well, actually, you know what? I actually like it more here than I do on here. Here, I was worried about it being a little bit too light. But when I see it there, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do some test stamping. And this is what I always suggest you do for a number of reasons. Let's get this loaded up. If you haven't seen the Live and Let Grow collection yet, it's a really good blend between some outdoors, lots of floral. So there's lots of good like basics with it, in addition to some of the little bit more themey icons. All right, so we're gonna do some test stamping, and we'll talk about that as we get a little bit deeper, but I need my stamping block. If you're using this stamp set for About Last Month, you want to make sure that you have a stamping block that is at least, I think it's at least 4 or 5 inches wide. We'll measure in a minute, because the grid that we're going to set up, Well, look it, we don't even need to talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about it right now. The space that you need for the grid is, yeah, I'm going to say about 4 inches, because when you look left to right, there's the 4, and the about last month goes, just beyond the grid. So you need to have a stamping block that's at least 4 inches wide to fit your stamp little cluster that you're doing. Let's see. Terry said, ladies, I highly recommend, she didn't say I did. Ladies, I highly recommend the ink swatch stamp set. I stamp so much more now that I know what inks that I have. You know what? I've swatched my inks for a couple of years, and then using stamps that were not necessarily intended for swatching ink, but doesn't really matter what you use, right? As long as you stamp them so you know what you have. But I had been doing that for a while, and every time I would pull that out to use it, you guys are like, wait a minute, what is that? Where can we get a stamp set like that? So then I made one. But every time I stamp, and you guys know, every time you see me stamp anything other than black, I pull that out, because it is a very useful tool. Now, that's if you have a lot of colors. If you only have a red, a black, and a brown, then you know what you have, and it really comes more into play if you have, varying shades. So if you have a couple different oranges, or a couple different yellows, or a couple different reds or blues or whatever, then it makes it really easy. Okay, so I pulled out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamps. The grid, July, the 0, the 7, and about last month. So now I want to set them up on my stamping block. And we want to think about this before we do it. The reason we want to think about it before we do that is I need to be thinking about, this is pretty wide, right? And if I lay my stamps right here and then go to stamp like this, well, I'm going to have a problem, right? Because look at, part of my stamping block is over here, which means when I go to stamp, I'm not going to get a good, even impression. So when I load this up, I probably want to load it up more on this side, because then I can get my good, even impression. I'm not worried about what's happening over here. So it's always a good idea before you start stamping to think first, right? I know that sounds like a novel concept, but think first before you stamp, and then test second, and then actually stamp on your project third. So if this is going here, I need to flip this upside down, and then my brain needs to reverse. So just bear with me. Yep, my brain doesn't reverse well that way. So I will put this guy here. I need to pull this back just a little bit so I can see it. My stamping block that I'm using in this stamping block set, I also carry on my website. It has 4 different size blocks, part of it. So they're little nested together, but they have a grid pattern on the back, and the grid pattern is nice because then it makes it easy to line up your stamps, right? Okay, I don't want to do it that way. I wanted to put this in the middle. Third time will be the charm. Okay, third time will be the charm. Again, I need to bring it back just a little bit more. I'm standing at, I stand. I stand when I work. I stand when I teach. I stand when I do all the things. So I am used to having a bird's eye view. But when it's up here, it's kind of not a bird's eye view. I need to pull it back towards me a little bit so I can really see what I'm doing. All right, so there we go. There, okay. Now I need right here to do the 07. I'm spatially challenged, friends. I can't tell you how difficult it is for my brain to turn things like upside down, backwards, mirror, all of that. So I just keep checking myself. 07, yep, just keep checking. And then when you do your test stamp too, if you did something reverse or backwards, then it's really obvious. Okay, 07 is July. Okay, we're good there. July goes here. Good there. About last month goes here. Oh, I know. I forgot to get one of the stamps. I forgot to get the year, 2022. We need the year. And that is right here. Karen is working on a recap spread of a Poison concert. Oh, I know you like Poison. We know you like your heavy metal bands, don't you? And I don't, Poison doesn't sing it, but there's someone else, like a, not a rap song, but it's not, okay, it's probably from the 90s. Then it says Poison, and I don't know what song that is, but that's what I think when you say Poison. It reminds me of that song, a non-Poison song. All right, so there we go. I think we are good, but we don't want to think, right? I don't know. I don't know if there's a local commercial where the dad's like, I think, and then basically saying, yeah, you don't want to think, right? You don't want to think, you want to be sure. So we want to be sure. The way that we be sure there we go, Belle Biv DeVoe. Yes, yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Not Alice Cooper, no, Karen, not Alice Cooper's Poison. I don't think I know any Alice Cooper song. Belle Biv DeVoe, two totally different camps. Belle Biv DeVoe and Alice Cooper. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Okay, that'd be funny. Songs with the same name by totally different, like polar opposite people. All right, so now we want to test. And I want to test for a number of reasons. Number one, I want to test for placement. I want to make sure everything is lined up correctly. I don't know. Okay. I want to make sure everything's lined up correctly. And I also, this is a chance for me to make sure that, oh yes, it is this right month, the right year, the right date. Month, that's month 2. Month as well, I mean. All right, so then I can test color. Now, normally what I like to do a little bit of layering with the color. So let's look at the last one. Layering with the color. So I did all in cracked pistachio, and then I think I put dried marigold over. So I need to be thinking about what my base color is if I want to put something over it. What if, maybe these two, maybe we want to go with those two. Let's try it. So of the two, let's see. Oh, you know what? Saltwater taffy is kind of light. So I learned this the hard way. We learn as we stamp, right? We learn. Saltwater taffy, let's look. Saltwater, oh, I know. Saltwater taffy is in the orange because it's kind of like a peachy pink. All right, saltwater taffy and dried marigold. So I think what I want to do, I want to stamp the base in saltwater taffy and then do the layer with dried marigold. So let's try it. Saltwater taffy. Doing my testing here also lets me test colors, right? Hi, Shay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to look because now I'm totally confused as to what Poison song was. Not Poison song. What song with the poison in the words title is running through my head? All right, so now I'm just getting this nice and inked up. I like to apply my ink to the stamp versus my stamp to the ink, especially when you have a larger stamp like this. I think it's a lot easier to be more controlled with your ink when you are applying the ink to the stamp. All righty, so now let's go ahead and just stamp it, see what we get. Okay, so Carrie said something too. Carrie said try the layer under this time. All right, so what Carrie means by that is usually I follow up with another stamp on top for that layered color. Carrie said, let's try it opposite. So let's do it. Yeah, let's see if we like this color first, right? Okay, I like it. I think it's nice. I think it will go well with the colors we have going on over here. Normally what I would do now is I would then take this, either one of these swatch stamps, not swatch, it's more like a little watercolor, whatever. I take one of those and I'm going to use the smaller one because July is small. a shorter month. Well, not shorter in length, but shorter in length, but not shorter in number of days, right? All right, so then I would normally come in and put this over the top. Now, because we're layering inks, right, we'll get a different effect based on which ink is down first versus which one is down second. So if we do that, that will probably make it very hard to see July, right? Look at that. It is very hard to see July. So what we can try here, we can just pull off July, right? We can just take off July, and I can come in and stamp again. And I don't want to, I'm not talented enough to try to then put this stamp on at the same time and then only get, you know, orange on that one and pink on that one. So I'll come in and do this. I wasn't really paying attention to make sure that it was straight, so wasn't really paying attention there. There we go. Now I can come in with this. I think it's still going to be a little bit too dark though. So we may need to find a little bit of a lighter layer color to go with. Woohoo! A little bit of a lighter layer color. Okay, and then I'd come back in. Now, I should let this dry. Because if I don't let that dry, okay, mixed media friends, tell me what happens if I don't let that dry. And I stamp oxide specifically, right? Because I think it'd be different if we were doing this with a distress ink versus distress oxide. What happens if I don't let that dry? Am I going to muddy up? Am I going to muddy up that color? I guess we'll see, right? And now after all that talk, it's getting closer to dry, but your pigment-based inks are going to take a little bit longer to dry. And the distress oxides are pigment-based inks. Okay, let's see here. Ah, look it. Okay, so that Carrie, she knows what she's talking about, doesn't she? So look at the difference. So here, I stamped July underneath and then on top stamped the color. Here, I stamped the color, the marigold, and stamped July on top. Right? So, okay, now Valerie are saying, or you could stamp off the base layers so you get a lighter layer. You mean like stamp it and then come back in and stamp it again like that so we only get a little bit of color? I'm not sure if that's what you mean. So I think those two, I like this. I like the way that that looks. So that is what I am, that's what I'm going to go with. All of this stamping and playing is how we learn, right? That's totally how we learn. That's how I learn. So you'll notice, especially if you've been with me for a while, I always have my little book here. And this is where I just test stamp. Even when I'm testing my samples, when they first come in to make sure before I go into production on stamps, I always test stamp in this book just because it's a place that where everything is. But then also, you can tell there was a lot of that going on here. It's just a good thing to get in the habit of doing is always doing your test stamp. All right, so now we're back to this. Oh, before I get that loaded up, I usually try to do the same number of rows down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that stamp starts 4 rows down. Oh, look it. That's funny. Almost the same color combination. Doesn't matter though. I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my grid, the horizontal on my grid is 4 lines down. So I think what I'll do is, let me just get my pencil. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 4 lines down. Now we'll come back in and load up our little stamp here. Before I do that, I also want to get a pencil board. So pencil board is basically a flat surface. So it's a flat surface that you write on or stamp on. I want to put this in here behind the page that I am stamping on because that way I will not be interfering with anything that's underneath. Like underneath here, see that? That's a little tiny puffy sticker. If I stamped right here, my stamp would get messed up because it would be running into that little tiny puffy sticker underneath. So pencil board, this Nancy Golison made for me and sent it to me. It's a piece of like really thick chipboard. I've done, oh my gosh, you can use cutting mats. You can use all different kinds of things, but the idea is just to have something that you are putting underneath your surface for stamping. Because once you stamp, it is there. So Sheila, where can you buy a pencil board? I actually bought some to bring into the website, and from what I can find, I cannot find a standard wide pencil board. I could find a standard. The problem with the standard was a standard is too narrow. So when I did my class, the beginning of the year, this class, I talked about different things that you could use if you wanted to make your own. Hang on, I need to not talk and do this so I can so I can concentrate. This wants to go right there. We're going to go right. Ooh, oh no, we're good. Okay, hang on. We're going to go right there. Using, like you could make your own out of a thicker piece of chipboard. You could, the insert is starting to get so full that hopefully we'll be okay here. Yes, craft foam. This is from Stampin' Up. You can use, this is funny, shoved off to the side here. I'm just gonna pull out some things to share with you. These are all things from the dollar store. This is like a placemat. Now this is not super thick, but this could work. So it's just a placemat from the dollar store. This is placemat from Ikea. This is actually a little bit thicker, and you could just cut that down to size. This is like a little plastic cutting board from the dollar store. And then even something like this. This is dollar store, right? That is a cutting board from the dollar store. So I think there are a lot of things that you could use to make your own pencil board. Yeah, that's not necessarily a thing that you need to buy. All right, so there we go. Now I need to stamp this guy. My marigold, my dried marigold. Oh, I just put away my pencil board. Silly me. Still need that. Still need that for the same reason I needed it the first time. Okay, there we go. All right, so Saturday. Well, Saturday here in the US, probably no longer Saturday in, well, no, still Saturday in the Netherlands. Or, let's see, probably not Saturday if you are in Australia or New Zealand or the Southern Hemisphere. Not Southern Hemisphere, South America, but Southern Hemisphere, other part of the world, right? Anyhow, regardless, let's say this weekend. What are you doing this weekend besides hanging out with me for a couple of hours on Saturday? What is on your list of things to do? I know somebody said that she's Terry. I think Terry is watching her grandsons. Yeah. Okay, there we go. How about others? Tell me what you're doing. What are you doing this weekend? I'll let that dry for a minute, I think, before I stamp July on top. All right. So now I need to do a little bit more decorating. I usually do washi or something down here along the bottom. So this floral, I love, love, love. If I wanted to bring in maybe, oh, look it. Okay, so this is the washi from Live and Let Grow. And I have, if you look at it, quite a bit of blue because Usher's all in blue. Chris Stapleton's in blue. Bluish here and then blue in the bird. So if I want to bring a little bit of blue over here, if I use that as a contrasting washi, I think that would be great. I also would love to use this because I love this floral. The problem with that floral is it's way too wide. Shay, Growers Market. Is that like a farmer's market? Anne is decluttering. Linda's working on Sweet Rush album. Oh, I bet that's fun. Hi, Tina. So Noelia, that's what I was looking for. There is an acrylic one that I use. You know, maybe. Okay, maybe. Who just said that? Now I'm totally off. Noelia, yes, maybe I can make an acrylic one to have on my website. We'll see. Now I'm all discombobulated. Watching you in online shopping, Lisa. That's funny. Oh, Karen's going to be swatching washi, making a pencil board, working on a new leather traveler's notebook cover. Karen, that sounds awesome. All right. So anyhow, I'm going to use both of these washi. And problem is one of these is way too thick, right? Okay, I will look into maybe on our travels, when we're driving in the car for our long, Nick and I are taking a big, long road trip, Oregon coast. So that's part of the reason why we'll be gone. Now, don't worry, because I know you guys always worry that you think my house, I've just told the whole world that I'll be gone. When we're gone, our son Stam comes and stays. So maybe I will start researching that while we're on the road. So way too wide, but I still want to use it. So that's when I pull out my trimmer. And this is a great little tip or trick for making your washi more usable. Whoopsie. When I say usable is something like this. When you get a wider roll of washi, sometimes you think you can't use it because it's too wide, right? It's too wide. You can't use it. But you can. A standard roll of washi, let's say that's a standard roll of washi, is about 15 millimeters wide. This guy, well, doesn't matter. This guy, obviously wider, right? But too wide for what I need. So you just probably saw me pull that piece off. What I'm doing is I am taking my washi, and let's see how, I probably need it to be about a 1/2 inch wide, I'm going to say. So I am lining up on the 1/2 inch on my trimmer. And that, let's see, is that long enough? Yes, it's long enough. So we can now rip it off here. And I am using my trimmer blade to trim that for me. So I actually have 2 widths. Look at, I have that width and that width. So we'll see which one that we have room for. But that is a great, super easy way to make your washi work for you if it's too wide. And you could even do it with a washi like this. So maybe I wanted to use like this washi and this one together, but I wanted this to be really thin. Easy. Just use the marks on your trimmer and your trimmer to trim that. All right. So I think we want to go with that. Well, let's look. Ooh, actually, maybe this guy, because I don't have a lot of room down there. So let's try this one. Mizell, Oregon coast, so gorgeous. Such a beautiful area for road trip. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. Oh, Michelle's working on her Oregon coast album. That's very fun. That is fun. Oh, Diane. Okay, Diane, I remember. Oh, there's my sister, Lainey. Hi, Lainey. Rocky is her dog. Rocky and I are running errands in town and listening to my sister on YouTube through my car Bluetooth. Oh my goodness, I love it. That is so fun, Lainey. Hi, Lainey. Hi, Rocky. Lainey's my little sister. Layle and Lainey. Although her name is not as odd, I should say odd, not unusual, as odd as mine. Her name, really, her real name is Elaine. A-L-A-N-E. But she's gone by Lainey. Oh my gosh, like almost her whole life, huh? Layle and Lainey. Tina just said, question, what make of tape runner do you use? Recommend. I'm desperately in need of a new tape runner. Any excuse to go craft shopping. This one. That is one that I have on my website. That is what I use 99.999% of the time. I have right now this is the whole tape runner. It also has refills. The refills are coming back in stock. They've been out like nationwide for a while. So the refills are coming back in stock, hopefully within the next week or so. So if you need the tape runner, you're good because or the machine itself, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I have those. the refills are back in stock soon. Now they also make a smaller version, and I have both the smaller version on my website, the refills and the little, my gosh, what is it? Tape runner or whatever it is as well. Okay, so now, all right. So now looky here. Looky here. That's not really doing it for me now. Let me look. It is not as blue, and I like it. It's still good because it actually brings in, it's a little bit more lavender-ish, right? It's a little bit more lavender-ish, but that's okay. We'll do it. Hello, friend. This works really well. Hello, friend Vicky. Hello, friend Usher. Hello, friend Chris Stapleton. Hello, friend Carrie and Karen. And Nora. No, Karen, Layle, and Nick. Carrie was taking the picture. That's funny. Yes, so hello, friend. It works there. Even though Chris Stapleton and Usher are not my friends. I mean, I'm sure if I met them, I could be their friends, but I have not met them. Just seen them in concert. Okay, there we go. I just snipped the washi. So you may have noticed I had the washi go all the way across, but then I'm snipping it there in the center, the seam, because you don't want to leave that connected. You leave that connected, it starts to get really funky in the middle, especially if you do what I do. Once I'm done with an insert, then I will take the cover off and then recover it. So you don't want your washi kind of still connected. So you just snip that. Oh, I need a little bit of adhesive right under here. Right there. Right there. Oh, Lainey. Okay, so you have to tell me. Lainey said, and I will tell you later about the best Oregon Coast campground next time we talk. So we already have it all planned, but doesn't mean that we couldn't, make a change if we need to. So yes, for sure, let me know. Kathy said her daughter lives at Rockaway Beach. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so now I am going to come back in and stamp July. Oh, I need to turn the fan on. I grabbed the fan right before we started, so I should probably turn that on because it's quite warm. It is quite warm. I think it's, we've been in the hundreds. We've like setting records right and left, right? Like the rest of the country, but setting records right and left. So let's turn that little fan on. Hang on. Oh, it's on 9. I must have been really hot last time I had that on. I'm gonna try not to have it be on 9 because then I think it might be too loud. Okay, so now this was a fun one. Adventures are the best with you. I don't have that room for that anymore. So, nope, sorry, you're out. You're out. I do think, though, that I want to have maybe just a little bit more of a flower here because I love the flowers. So I could do that there. Oh, yes. That's just going to be right there. That's going to be a great little start to my list over here. And I'm pulling in, instead of my tape gun, I am pulling in a glue pen. And I alternate between glue pen and tape gun, depending on what I need to adhere. Because there's all these little parts, little leaves and things, I need to make sure that I get those adhered, so I don't want them to, lift. And I don't know, that's sticking out. I'm going to need to trim that because I don't want that to stick out. So a lot of times I'll have things bleed off the edge just because I like that look. So there we go, bleeding off the edge. Now it's time for listing. All right, so before I sit down and work on my list, like live with you guys, I set it up in my my workbook. I have then taken the things that were on my phone and then also taken the things that were in my calendar and put them down here. Now, I didn't sketch this one out because it always looks the same. This one you'll see I didn't sketch out because it's kind of partially already done. You'll see when we get there. This one, not very good of a planner. I know what the topic is, but I sketched nothing out. So that'll be fun. Okay, so now on to my listing. Generally what I like to do, Oh my goodness. Okay, Terry, whoever was teasing me about the purple. Let's see. Let me look for if I can find kind of that. Now I don't have many purples because purple is really not my thing, but I have some. Well, I actually have probably more than you would expect. Oh, look at, okay, Stormy Sky, not really purple, Milled Lavender, too light, Victorian Velvet, too like grapey, Shaded Lilac, I think too dark. Ooh, Wilted Violet, way too dark. Dusty Concord, too grapey. Seedless Preserve, okay, I have a lot more purple than you would think. It was very nice, I don't know, last year at some point, Tim Holtz had reached out and because I had, I don't know, posted something about inks or something on my Instagram, and he said, I didn't know that you liked inks. My inks, what can I send you? And I said, this is what I don't have. Feel free to send me one, whatever you'd like to send. I would be very appreciative and love it and use it. Well, he sent me everything on my I don't have list. That's why I have lots of purples. But maybe Stormy Sky. So let me show you what I'm kind of thinking there. Hang on. That was extremely generous of that man. It was very, when I got the box, I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, Stormy Sky. If you are swatching your inks, here's a little tip. Good idea to your swatches. However you store your inks, store them kind of in the same general order as you do your swatches, because then it makes it really easy to find what you're looking for. So Stormy Sky, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I like to do a bullet in between the things on my list because it's a big run-on, right? It's a big run-on. I need to be able to separate the things on my list. So this is what I mean. There. On this one, I use the little sun bullet stamp to separate things. So it just makes it a lot easier to read what is going on. So here, I need a bullet. So let's see. Maybe, let's go to the bullets in my Bullets and More stamp set. This is also one of my exclusives. Maybe we do, this could be fun, like this just little flower, right? So this whole stamp set is designed for your little bullets for your lists. I think let's do, I don't know, maybe this one. Let's grab this one. We grab that, and then we grab the stamping stylus. No one yet, I'm going to say yet, because I know this is going to happen. No one has this. No one has manufactured this except for me. This little stamping stylus. So what it is intended to do, it is a acrylic rod, and you put your little bullet stamp on the end, or small stamp, whatever, you know, small stamp that you have. You put it on the end, and that makes it super easy to stamp your little tiny stamps. Lisa, these, if you, in the description box of the video, there's a little section where I talk about all of the things I use for storage. These are from scrapbook.com, and I have them linked there. And that is a it's meant for 4x4 stamps, and that's a 4x4 stamp. I love it, love it, love it. If you guys, if you are, buying things, not for me, because I obviously don't carry everything, that I have links to, like the scrapbook.com things. I love it if you follow those links, because then I get a little kickback from your purchase. Now, you don't have to pay anymore, but that just helps me continue to do all of our little free things. So you saw what I'm doing there, but look how easy it makes it to stamp your little stamps like that. And I'm going to use that for my bullets, and I am going to use that. It's kind of a purpley blue, right? I will use that stamp in between all of the little things on my list. Lisa, this is very funny. Every time I kind of just glance up and I see your name, I'm like, Led Zeppelin. I see Lisa as a pony, and that's how our minds think, right? We see the L and the Z and then the ZEP, like Zeppelin. Yeah. So anyhow, that's what I keep seeing. And my mind goes, wait a minute, Led Zeppelin. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. All right. So this was out of necessity, right? Because you guys saw me before I came out with this little stamping stylus, put my little stamps on here, and it's just a lot harder. It's just a lot more cumbersome when you have a little tiny stamp. So Levon Wood said, hey, take your little stamps and put them on the end of a pen. So I found a pen that I had and I did that and it worked. And then we were all here on a Saturday and Sarah Foss said, hey, you should invent a little stylus that you could use to do that. And it's called a stamping stylus. And then here it is. I made it. I did it. I made it happen. All right. So, yeah, you know what? I really should get out my pencil board again. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get out my pencil board. These are just little stamps. Okay, so now for the things on my list. Get my pen. Oh, yes, we had our trip to Palisades Reservoir in Wyoming with our friends Carrie and Karen. Whoops, Karen and Carrie, same thing. Carrie and Karen, Karen and Carrie. Where'd my stylus go? Oh, here it is. It's just blending right into my table. We had, I did paddleboard. I went paddleboarding. I think I told that story last time. When I was too far forward on the board. And when I did this list about that trip to the lake, yes, I was too far forward on the paddleboard and did a total like head dive face plant into the lake. And Nick was recording it. Of course he was. An encounter with a moose. Yes, that was quite fun. That's the moose, right? See that? That's the moose. Harvey, our RV, is right here. That's maybe the moose, Nick said, maybe 20 yards away. I was inside. I was getting a glass of wine, came outside, and I'm like, oh, well, I didn't say, oh my gosh. It was not my proudest moment. There were a number of expletives that flew out of my mouth very quickly because moose can be very dangerous. They're very large, especially if you have a mama moose and a baby. So Nick thinks this was like a juvenile female. I don't know how he knows that, but so, but oh yes, it just was very startling, but that was fun. Encounter with the moose. So that was kind of part of our little trip there. I did my sunshine and blue skies class. I did, oh goodness, this was a big one. Vicky in town for 8 fun-filled days. Oh my goodness. Boy, did we have a ball. That is my friend Vicky Booten. I know lots of you guys know Vicky. If you don't, she's an amazing person and talented artist and designer. She has her own line of products through American Crafts. But we did so many things. Shopping for days. We both really love to shop. And we shop very well together. So that was fun. We did Cafe Rio. So Cafe Rio several times. Cafe Rio, Cafe Rio several times is a fast-ish food. Not really, kind of fastest food, but kind of not. Like local, probably like western part of the United States chain that is very yummy, and that's Vicky's favorite thing. So, because she doesn't have it in Canada where she's from. And so we always go there. Then oh my goodness, we also had an amazing lunch. Here from Utah, if anyone is here from Utah, there is a restaurant called Beaumont's. Oh my goodness, so good. That was lovely. And then oh yes, see, so then we did 2 lives on YouTube. And if you, we did one on my channel on a Wednesday night and then one on her, no, one on mine on a Tuesday night, one on hers on a Wednesday night. So Tuesday night she listed with me. Wednesday night I did mixed media with her. Oh my gosh. Mixed media. Oh yes, I did. If you don't know me, I have an aversion to things messy, like ink on my fingers, and I love the look of it, but mixed media is just not my thing. It's very much Vicky's thing. So we had a lot of fun doing that. That is, both of those videos are recorded on our YouTube channels. They're hilarious. They really are hilarious. I haven't gone back to watch them, but we had, oh my gosh, we had so much fun. So yeah, there was lots of shenanigans happening. Lots of laughing. Then we drove to Vegas. And oh my goodness, we had a time. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We spent the entire day in the pool because it was 115 degrees. And then we saw Usher in concert. That's why we went. I am the biggest fan of live music. Nick and I both love going to live music. And so we missed out, obviously, on that a lot during the pandemic. And so we've been making up for lost time. Vicky and I did, I don't know, this was like, Nick didn't come to Vegas with us, so Nick didn't see Usher. He probably had zero interest in seeing Usher. But I think so far this summer we've seen four or five, I think, live concerts, just because we just love it. So we saw Usher in concert. Oh my goodness. So very talented man. To say the show was a little racy would be an understatement. Now, I think, well, if you follow any of Usher's music, I mean, hello, part of that's just Usher. Some of the lyrics and the subject matter is just, that's a little racy. But then he has not done anything for quite a while. So this was like his first, I don't know, back on the scene or whatever you would call it. Also Vegas. So I'm sure he's like, you know what? I'm going to make a statement. And he did. But oh my gosh, we had so much fun. Yes, so that was good. So then during that, so Nick played in a golf tournament. And really, so you can kind of get a feel. This is really just a rundown of these are the things that happened, right? Some of it's about me, some of it's about Nick, some of it's about our friends. So Karen's husband, Carrie's birthday, and then also other good friends of ours, Scott's birthday. And then I just keep going, right? So there's whatever ends up on my list, ends up on my list. Nick, for business, was in Hawaii. I did not go with him this trip. Usually he goes once or twice a year. I always go with him once a year, and that's always in February. But he goes once or twice a year. But there was no way that was happening with all the travel that we're doing next month. And I was not very productive when Vicky was here, but that's okay, right? Sometimes you have to just take the time and do the things, and we did. So, okay. So then we, last weekend, Nick and I went to, so we had a Chicago trip for 36 hours. Okay, that's a very brief time. It was planned that way. Now, Nick and I both travel a lot for our businesses. Nick's job and my business, right? So we have lots of hotel points, lots of airline points. We went to Chicago for 36 hours to see a concert, to see Chris Stapleton at Wrigley Field. We could only go for 36 hours because Nick was in Hawaii until the day before. So Saturday morning, we go to the airport. We leave the house at 6:30 a.m. for an 8:30 flight. Our flight was delayed for 4 hours. Okay, so flight delayed for 4 hours. When you are flying somewhere for an event or for a specific something, and your flight is delayed for 4 hours, well, that something does not move with you, right? It still has the start time. Flight delayed for 4 hours. We should have been in Chicago at noon. We should have had plenty of time to check into our hotel, to have a nice lunch, to take a leisurely ride over to Wrigley Field for the concert. Well, flight delayed for 4 hours. Traffic once we get there, getting into the city for our hotel. Traffic then getting to Wrigley Field. Then what you can't factor in is weather. So we missed the first song, right? So, I mean, not too bad, right? We missed the first song. Wah, wah. Bigger mwah, mwah was the weather. Oh, we missed the first song. I didn't say whoops. I forgot to say we were going for Chris Stapleton, so I better add that. Chris Stapleton, cut the concert short due to weather. But it was amazing. And I even forgot to put in here at Wrigley Field. What an incredible venue. That is, I'd never been, and I didn't realize that it was in the middle of a neighborhood. So really awesome, very cool trip, wonderful memory, a short one, because then we came home the next morning. And of course our flight wasn't delayed coming home, because that just doesn't happen that way, right? Okay, so we did what some of us call Pie and Beer Day. There is a holiday here in Utah called Pioneer Day, and it celebrates when the Mormon settlers, I guess, came to Utah. But it also, in different circles, it goes by Pie and Beer Day. So we went to a Pie and Beer Day party at some friend's house. We had, let's see, I had my aunt and uncle were in town. And I haven't seen them in years. Yeah. So one more thing, and then I'm going to be done. I went to lunch with my girlfriends, Sherry and Karen. Okay, my list is full. My list is done. Okay, it is all done. So that is about last month. That is that whole concept, and makes it super easy because I know the format every time, and there we go. Some people do this with me. They do about last month, but they do it in a whole separate traveler's notebook insert. So they just do the months together, right? Denise, I don't think we've seen Denise here for a while, maybe. Denise, what she does, she takes a traveler's notebook and she does it for the whole year. So she would do July, and then the next 2 pages, she would have just photos for July. And then she would do August and have, so then she can do the whole year in one insert. Let's see. Pie and beer play on Pioneer Day. Is it pie fruit or pie pizza? It's both. Pie fruit, pie pizza, pie, shepherd's pie, whatever kind of pie it is. Okay, so here we go. This is a really funny thing I'm going to tell you. Well, not funny, but you might think it's weird that why would you fly across the country to go see a concert? Well, that was the 5th try. The 5th try for Nick and I love Chris Stapleton. We love Chris Stapleton. That was our 5th try. We had tickets before the pandemic. So canceled once during the pandemic, rescheduled, canceled again during the pandemic, rescheduled. It was rescheduled for June of this year. June, he got COVID, so had to rescheduled for July 1st. That would have been the fourth attempt, right? Rescheduled for July 1st. We were gone on our trip in Wyoming. So that was the fifth time. And oh my goodness, we almost did not even make it. So the fact that the concert was delayed and short and all of that, that's totally our fault. So of the 50,000 people that were at the concert, I'm sorry, totally our fault that we only got to see him for 2 hours because clearly we're jinxed when it comes to Chris Stapleton. Okay. Next list. Next list is old-fashioned things we love, or maybe old-fashioned things I love. Karen said, don't know I've ever heard of Chris Stapleton. Probably the one song that his most popular is called Tennessee Whiskey. He is an amazing singer-songwriter. He has been a songwriter for many, many years, and he has written thousands and thousands and thousands of songs. There's a really great interview with him on 60 Minutes, and you can find that on YouTube if you just want to see it. It's just fascinating. He has co-written songs with Adam Levine, with Pink, and then a whole bunch of other like country artists. So he is a country singer. All right. But yes, just love. And this is a crazy thing. I didn't find this out till afterwards because I had posted about it on Instagram, and my friend Greta, who lives in Indiana, saw my post and she commented and she's like, oh my gosh, you were there. We were there too. So I'm from Utah, Greta from Indiana, both in Chicago at the concert. Now, we didn't run into each other, but wouldn't that have been crazy if we had run into each other? That would have been nuts. Would have been very cool. I would have been like, oh my goodness. All right. So now I need to put this little guy away, and I'm just going to put all these things back on my tray to get him out of the way, and we'll be ready for, I can't even believe I'm going to say this. We're going to be ready for our second list. So if you were joining us or just joining us or joined late, we are now just starting our second list, but that is because I did a little show and tell. I had to cross one of the things off of my to-do list at the beginning. So I showed you my brand new washi. All right, so let me just kind of put these things away real quick. Oh, I know I won't need this stamping block. I need to really clean that off. So I'm not going to clean that off yet. And then all of the fun. Oh, I didn't even open the sticker book or the stickers. Wow, that's okay. I used washi and some die cuts. It's a good collection. It's a fun one. All right, so let me move all of these. Just 1 minute, well, not one, probably 2. 2 minutes to just kind of get things out of the way a little bit so it's not as crazy when we're ready to start our second list. All right, did you guys list with me? Are you doing about last month? If so, did you work on July or are you on April? Oh, yes, thank you, Karen. If you guys, as you're watching, if you'll just remember to click the thumbs up button, I would sure appreciate it. That's super important to the way all the interwebs work. Like, I'm so disenchanted with social media. So disenchanted. I mean, YouTube's great. YouTube's fine. I love it. It's a great platform for me. It's a way for me to connect with you guys. Instagram, literally, if I never saw Instagram in my life, I would not be sad. It's changed so much. And I just don't have it in me to like post regularly because no one sees your posts and it makes me sad. So anyhow, and you don't see other people's posts that you want to see, and that's even more sad, right? I like to go to Instagram to see what my friends are posting or people that I like and follow. You don't see that, which is very sad. Okay, next one, old-fashioned things we love. So for this, I am using the Viken collection, Art Options Viken, and that is from 49 Market. My friend Katie Pertit designed this collection for 49 Market, and I thought this would be fun to use because it's not really even vintagey. It's we'll see. We shall see as I pull it out, but it is beautiful. And Jessie, guess what? lavender. There's some purple in here. But I think what makes this, well, work for me, because again, I'm not like a huge purple or lavendery fan, but what works for me is other colors that are with it. So for the, oh my goodness, look at that. Is that stunning? So what works for me, the green and the teal. That is beautiful. Okay, so I need to think about that for a minute. I haven't even looked at, clearly I haven't opened this yet. I haven't looked at what we have. So what could be fun? All right, mixed media, right? I am not a mixed media person, but I could use this and write my list right on here. And then it looks like I was all fancy and did watercoloring and spraying and stamping and ink blending and all the things. So that could, we'll keep that one off to the side. Now, this is probably, now that I think about it, I was thinking this was going to be a 2-page list. Oh, I know how I could make it a 2-page list. Okay, look at that. That is beautiful. So similar, right? This one just has more purple. This one has more blue. If I wanted, where's this? This one. This was so beautiful. What if I have a 2-page list, but I don't have, well, okay, here's the deal. I could, if this list is a little bit different for me and I'm not just doing like a bulleted list, maybe what I'll do is have a list that has a little bit of explanation with each of the items on my list, because then I have a little bit more room to work with. Then I could make it a 2-pager. Oh, too many, look at, too many decisions. What I'm now trying to figure out is what I could put. Ooh, so I could make both of those work together, right? I could do this and then blend this kind of right in as my other page. And then it's just kind of a mirror version. So I kind of like the idea. Clearly, I hadn't sketched out anything. So I kind of like the idea of doing my list right on here. I normally don't do that, right? Normally I would use like this as a background and then, you know, put my list on there. But I kind of like the idea of doing my list on there. All right, let me just keep looking to see. Aha. So do we see how that works together? That works together because it's almost like that's an extension. This is now just coming over here. So we've got a little bit of the purple, but this kind of teal color is now blooming into the other side. So maybe we do that. But if I do that, I end up losing all of this here. So just don't mind me. I'm just talking out loud. Maybe we do that. Oh, that's really pretty. Probably a little bit too, golly, decisions. Yes, I could, Sheila. That's a great idea. Now that's beautiful, but that is, obviously I couldn't make my list on that, right? Okay, so I think I am set with doing something like this. I think I like that. And we'll put both of those together like that. I think that will work. Okay. All right, I'm going to put the rest of the paper away. You may have noticed in there are multiples of each sheet. You also have kind of the solids on the back. Okay. Oh, the other thing. Hang on. I need to put the lid back. Its lid. Just so there's a front and a back. There we go. That one. Where'd the back go? Because this is kind of a cool thing that they do with their paper packs. On the back side of the back, they have some cut aparts. I don't know. Is it one of these? No. Oh, hang on. I need that guy because. Oh, decisions now, right? Is that the one I had there? Yes, of course. I must really like that one. But then I saw on the back of this guy, just that color. Because if I do that, then I could do this side here, put this side here, and then it will all blend in. And then down here, I could use, no. We're gonna do that. I was looking for, when I got so distracted, the back side of one of these papers because it has the cut aparts. Oh, there we go. So it's kind of a fun thing that they do too. Or one of the papers has the cut aparts. Okay, let me get these put back in their little bag. Isabel, yes. So Isabel brings up a great point about Instagram if you don't know this. If you click on the Instagram logo, so if you're in Instagram and you click on the Instagram logo, it gives you the option to only view your friends or your favorites. I wish it was like a permanent thing because every time you go into Instagram, you have to kind of take those extra steps. So I love that they did that. They made it an option. I wish they'd make it a little tiny bit easier. But I guess beggars can't be choosers, huh? All right, we need to trim this guy down. Oh, I also saw something, and I don't use TikTok at all, so I'm not really sure what people are saying, but I guess Instagram made a change recently where they made the whole view look like TikTok, and people very much revolted. And I saw part of an interview with the the CEO of Instagram saying that they're going to take that part off because people really did not like that at all. They're just trying to be like TikTok. I wish they would just be like Instagram. Just be like Instagram. We like to look at pretty pictures and follow our friends and see what our friends are doing and people that we've said we want to follow. I mean, it's a novel concept, isn't it? I tell you what I want to see. Let me see it. But it's a business, right? It's a business. They're trying to make money, and so they think they know what you want to see. They don't know what I want to see. All right. So really quick what I did there, I just trimmed that paper. That paper is 6 by 8. I trimmed it to 4 3/4 wide. I like to trim to 4 3/4 wide because then I have a little bit of a white border all the way around. I'm naturally already going to have a white border at the top and bottom because this paper is 8 inches tall and my insert is 8.25 inches tall. So if I'm going to have a border, if I'm going to have a border on the top or the bottom, I also want to have the border on the left and the right so it doesn't look funny. So that was the first thing I did. I trimmed to 4 3/4. That will give me that 1/4 inch border all the way around. The other thing I did was I rounded the outside corners. The corners of my insert pages are rounded, so I like to also round the corners. Now I am going to come in with my tape runner. When I am getting towards the end of my insert, I like to be very precise about placement of my adhesive. I am trying to get as close to the edge without going over, like The Price is Right. You try to get the closest to the price without going over. Try to get the closest to the edge as I can because I have a lot that's already happened in this book. So I have this kind of curve that's happening here, right? There's a lot of bulk under there. I for sure want to make sure I get my adhesive along that edge so it is not going to lift. So we'll just kind of put it right about there. And this is this paper is a little bit thicker than I'm using. So that will also help that I'm getting that adhesive on there really well. All right, then this guy is going to go next. So I want to do the same thing. I want to trim this to 4 3/4. But before I do my trimming, before I do my trimming, I want to make sure that I don't lose a lot of that flour. I'd like to have a lot of that flour. So I know I need this to be 4 3/4. So my 4 3/4 will go right there. That will give me pretty much that whole flour, right? Right there. Is that more than I want though? Well, I can't get more over like this. So basically that's what I'm going to get. I could mess with the placement of where that flower is. Like, let's say if I don't want this, but let's say I wanted it right in the center of the page, then I could trim a little bit from this side and a little bit from this side in order to get that center of the page. But I don't want that. So we'll make this nice and simple. I will trim at 4 3/4. Oopsie. And round those outside corners. So a couple people, I think a couple people recently have reached out and said, hey, we're in the market for a new trimmer, but we don't see you using your big green one anymore. Do you not like it anymore? No, I mean, that's not the case. I still use my big green Caterpillar trimmer. That is my trimmer of choice when I'm not filming. It's really hard because it's big and bulky when I'm filming to try to pull that in and out. That's why you see me use just my little Fiskars, because I really do not like, this trimmer is not my favorite at all. This little Fiskars, because it just doesn't cut very straight. All right, there we go. Okay, so now let's see what else we want to do. We need a title to our list. Again, this list is old-fashioned things we love, or probably I love. Old-fashioned things I love. I don't know, or we love. It depends. Let's see. Oh, National Ice Cream Day. Ms. L said, it's the same, right. What I don't like about Instagram now is that everyone is posting reels and their pages no longer have images, just reels. I know, and that's such a bummer, isn't it? I don't do reels. I will never do reels. It's just, I don't have the time for it. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. If it was important to me, I would, right? I guess because some people would say, well, I don't have time to do this, what you're doing. I don't have time to do memory keeping or listing or whatever. If it's important to you, right? You'll do it. Reels is not on my priority list, right? When I look at all the things that I have to get done or want to get done, Reels is right there ranking at the bottom, along with getting a shot and seeing the dentist, right? Although those things sometimes you have to do, Reels I don't have to do. So not going to do it. But it is very sad. It's like Instagram was a photo sharing platform, not a video sharing platform, because you're copying TikTok, because that's what TikTok did to Instagram, and you're trying to, yeah. Anyhow, in case you were ever wondering how I feel about that, that's how I feel about that. All right, I need some alpha stickers, and I wanted to use Aspen. Aspen? I think Aspen? Puffy stickers. Ooh, hopefully. Those are from, oh my heavens. I just totally drew a, not Ellie Studio. Those are from, oh my heavens, come on. Okay, there's a paper down here. I can't believe I'm forgetting this. Thank you, Felicity Jane. They're from Felicity Jane. I have those linked on my website. They are, or I have them on my website. They'll be linked in that what I'm using link that you see in the description of the video. So, old fashioned. Now, are we gonna fit? Oh, so we could do this. Old fashioned. Let's see. Let's just start with our title and see what we get. Hi, Diane. Yes, Diane. Hey. All right. Before we do that, O, we know we'll be fine on O's. Old fashioned. Okay, D, old fashioned. I don't think I'm going to say fashioned. Old fashioned. Old fashioned. So I'm making sure that before I start, I am not going to run out of letters. S-H, old fashioned, I-O-N. Okay, we're good. It's always a good idea when you start using your alphabet stickers, before you start on a title or a word, make sure that you have all the letters that you need to spell said word, right? Okay. So I use my little steel ruler to line up my letters. The reason I do that is because, well, for two reasons. Number one, there's a little line on there. That little line makes it so all of my letters will be straight-ish, right? But number two, and I'll show you number two in a minute. I mean, the second reason, I should say. I'll show you the second reason in a minute. Old fashion. Are we going to fit? I believe we will, I think. We'll see, right? Old fashioned. So these little steel rulers I have on my website as well. 6 inch. So the nice thing about that is that it's you know, a narrower size. So we're working with a traveler's notebook. So it is nice and compact for what we need. You might say, well, Layle, you have these awesome new zero centering rulers. Why don't you use one of those for this? Too thick. And I'll show you why I say it's too thick for what I'm about to do. Old fashioned. Obviously, I'll need to add the dot to the eye later. Ooh, but I have an idea. Old fashioned. Old fashioned, I don't know, whatever it is. So this list is old fashioned things I love. If you're listing with me, what would be on, I love the font too, Ms. L, I agree. What would be on your list? Even if you're not listing with me, what would be on your list of old fashioned things you love? And guess what? This is important. If you are responding or if you are listing, this is your list. It's not my list. It's not Sally Sue's list. It is your list. I bring that up because I might have something on my list that I say is old fashioned. And you're like, wait a minute, that's not old fashioned. My list for me, it's old fashioned. Nothing wrong with old fashioned. You may have things on your list that are old fashioned to you, but not old fashioned to someone else. So just kind of keep that in mind that old fashioned, it's all in the eye of the beholder, and you do you, it's your list. Okay? Old fashioned. Oh, this is the other reason I do this. The other reason that I do this is I can now basically place my title wherever I want it. Do I want it to be centered? Well, if I want it to be centered, that's really easy because I just decide where center is. I didn't have to do all the maths. I didn't have to go, okay, I have each of these. They're all about 3/4 of an inch wide. Oh, but shoot, that one's one. So, and then this is this wide. And then it goes, makes it really easy. So like this, or I might go, oh, you know what? Maybe I like it over here. Or maybe I like it down here, or maybe I like it to spread between the two. It just makes it a little bit more portable for you to decide where you want your tile to be. But most often that comes in handy when I am trying to center things. Makes it a lot easier. Because even in this case, you might go, oh, well, that's easy. 1, 2, 3, a space, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So start at in the center and go 1 in the middle and then 5 this way and 5 that way. Well, that won't work because your L and your I are skinny. Just makes it easy. Because math and memory keeping, listing, scrapbooking, whatever it is, they should not mix. They should not mix. Oh, and then you saw what I just did? I just basically, sorry, it's so routine now, I forget to say what I'm doing. I just pressed down on the top of those letters and then gently peeled out that ruler. And that, for the peeling out, is why this ruler is thicker. That's, I think, an 1/8 inch acrylic, so it will not work that way. It wouldn't peel out like that. And then this guy's just a little bit crooked, since we're getting into that little center there. Okay, old fashioned. Now I need to get, oh, I'm not going to put my dot on the eye. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to grab, okay, let's see. Oh, hopefully I have them here. Ooh. I may not. Where's All My Love? All My Love, is that what it's called? Oh, it's not here. All right, so there is a package. Doodlebug makes these little bit itty bitty heart stickers. And I carry, I don't know, 3 or 4 different packages of them on my website, different colors. But one of the color palettes has a black one in it. And that is what I was looking for. And I don't have it in here. So what I am going to do, I will just temporarily put a different color on so I remember. Maybe we want to do the blue. And I will use that. Oh, look at cute. But I think the black one will be cuter. More cute. Old-fashioned things. Oopsie. My F got a little bit messed up. Scawampus. Old-fashioned. And I'm going to write things I love. Things I... Okay, I left a space for the O. Right? I left a space for the O because I think that can go there. But what I need to do, really, I need to have the black. I think the black heart will go better there because then it will blend in. So old-fashioned things I love. Now I'm going to, I was going to make a line right here, a black line to just kind of separate my title from my list, but I don't need to do that based on what I think I want to do. So basically something like that is what I was going to do, put a line to separate. But I don't need to do that because what I'm going to do, I am going to, instead of a bulleted list, I am going to make little boxes, okay? I'll make little boxes and I will write the item and then do a little bit of explaining after that. Okay. Men with hats. Oh, Ms. Ellie, love that. Men with hats. I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, is she talking about like Men Without Hats, the group? And then she forgot that without is part of their name. Then I'm like, oh yes, that's right. We're talking about old fashioned things we love. Stickers, dressing up for everyday events, just traveling, shopping, lunch, dinner. Yes, very much so. Like traveling. People used to fly and dress up to fly on the airplane, right? Now, sometimes I'm shocked. And if this is you, I'm not, you do you. So nothing wrong with it. But if this is you, I see people walking through the airport. They've literally rolled out of bed, like thrown their hair up in a super messy thing. They've got their pajamas on and they're wearing slippers and carrying a pillow. And I see a lot of people doing that. And I'm like, oh, come on, just put clothes on. Anyhow, like I said, no, if that's you, nothing against that. We all do what we've got to do. And, you know, maybe they have a reason for doing that. But anyhow. Okay, so now I need to make my little boxes. And I need to see what I have on my list here. I have... Cindy just said stamp a heart as the dot above the eye. So I put those little hearts, but guess what I could do? Guess what I could do? Okay. Un momento, por favor. I need, where did it go? Where did I put it away? I put it away. Where are the bullet stamp sets? Where's the bullet stamp? Oh, here it is. I didn't put it away. So, looky what I could do. Oh. I have not quite cleaned up all the way yet from when Vicky and I were playing. I think my heart stamp is somewhere in here. We're gonna do this next. Well, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna finish my list next. Anyhow, so my heart stamp is somewhere in all of that. So, I'll just pull another one out. These were my production samples, so there we go. There's another one. I'm going to stamp, since I didn't have the black, the little black things that I wanted, the little black hearts in these guys, but in black. Let's try. Pull that off gently so as not to tear the paper. And let's try this over here. I need my black ink. Oh, Valerie, too hot. Yep, Valerie, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay cool. Okay, I'm going to do it. I will make it be the center of the O. Well, it's going to be the O. There we go. Cute. Okay, I'm actually going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to take off that little teal one and I will put that on there as well. Works as a dot to my I and to the O. There we go. Old-fashioned things I love. All right, so now I need to, since I don't have my, since I do not have, I don't know where my wipes are. Since I don't have my wipes, I'm just cleaning it off over there. Now let's put this guy back so I don't do that again. And actually, I'm gonna keep this one out. Let's draw our boxes. So I need to go and look at my list and see what I have on here. I think I have 6. I have kind of 7, but I think I'm going to make it 6. Peanuts in my Coke. See, Cindy, I've heard of that. I have not experienced that. So I don't even know what that's all about. Have not experienced it. All right, so I want to do 6 boxes. I think what I'd like to do, I'm going to use my little ruler here. This one, start it right here. My little pencil. I'd kind of, this is going to be one of the longest ones that's on my list. And I don't mean longest in terms of title. I mean longest explanation that goes with it, because there's a very nice memory for me personally about that one. Okay, so then I need one. We'll do another one, I guess, right here. I don't know. Maybe they'll all end up being about that long. But I feel like I want them to be, oh, I know what I need to do. I need to figure out if I wanted any other stuff on my list. Well, we'll just kind of get these penciled in and then we'll figure it out, okay? If I want like any die cuts or washi or anything in here. Because I think I want some washi, because there's some fun washi with this collection, the Viken. I need to ask Katie what Viken, like what is the meaning behind that name of this collection? I don't know. Okay, that's when a shorter ruler comes in handy, because you would probably have a 12-inch, but trying to do that with the 12-inch a little bit harder. All right, here's the washi. Peanuts in my Coke. So Cindy, could that be like peanuts in a Diet Coke, or only peanuts in Coke, or is that, I guess that's the first question I have. Is it a Coke thing or is it a peanut thing? Because if it's a peanut thing, then it doesn't matter what it goes in. Well, it probably does, but all right. 49er Market does 2 different kinds of washi. One is like a regular washi, like you would expect, you know, kind of that coated feel, you know, just like washi. Then they also do a fabric washi. So this is the like fabric. So it has a little bit more of a texture to it. I haven't used one of their fabric washis before. So what I'm curious is, so you cannot tear it, right? So sometimes we tear regular washi. You cannot tear washi. Their fabric washi. Can't do that. Does not work. So if we wanted to do this as a nice little accent along the bottom there, we just need to cut it. And I would expect that, I guess, probably would expect that you couldn't tear it because it's fibrous. Okay. Then, Jesse, if you're still here, guess what? Look what's coming in. This is purple. Purple, purple, purple. So now we're just going to play because I don't know. I haven't used their fabric washi before, so I'm not sure what will happen here. What I am curious is, can I use that same trick? This is a little bit wider than I want it to be. Wider than I want it to be because I'd like a contrast. And I don't want it to be the same width as the one I just used. So I'm very curious to see if I can do that same trick with my trimmer to cut it. I would think so, but we'll see, right? We'll test it out. We will test it out. I know I am using the purple. Yeah, no, right, because Jesse just said in the chat, the purple doesn't mind, I don't mind the purple as much because of all the contrasting colors, like the blues and the greens and stuff. Right, so it's not like a primary color, it's like an accent. Oh yeah, that's zipped right through there. Okay, let's see now when I pull it apart. It felt like it was zipping through. Did it zip through? Oh, it sure did. It sure did. Okay. There we go. Oh, no, I know, yes. So Kathy asked, what did you put peanut in your Coke for, flavor or crunch? And I'm curious. Yes, I am curious. Sip your Coke, eat your peanuts while driving. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Isn't that bizarre? Okay, that reminds me of something that I have a whole different life. Well, I know that sounds funny. I was a product manager for AT&T for years and had my degree in marketing. And then I left AT&T and started a software company with 2 other guys. And this was like in the early days of, the internet. Well, I shouldn't say early days of the internet. We started it in 1999. Had to think about that for a minute. Jack was 1, so we started it in 1999. And our software was for a wholesale market in the insurance industry. And so we were, our software was web-based. Now, today it's like, well, all software is web-based, right? I mean, it's very rare that you actually buy a CD, but ours was web-based and you would run it over the internet. So we would be all over the country training people how to use the software. And in some cases, you're in mom and pop like insurance agencies. So you've had people that work there for a really long time and some that were older, okay? Some that were older. And resistant to change, very resistant to change. So when I would go out and do the training, I would always start out with a story. Oh, hi, honey. You're winning? You're winning what, $5? No, I mean, money is money, but Nick will come home. Guess what? I won today. I'm like, oh, really? Great. How much did you win? $3. I'm like, oh, good, honey. That's great. Anyhow, but yes, that means you're winning, I think. So good job, Nick. All right. So now while I'm talking, I think I can talk and finish telling my story at the same time. I'm going to set the washi off to the side. And now I want to open up the die cuts because I need something. This is really heavy down here at the bottom. So I need to look at some die cuts. There's 2 different options, 2 different packs. The laser cut elements and then the kind of regular old die cut ephemera. Ooh. I will look at both, but beer money. There we go. Yeah. I don't know any more. $3. Well, I don't know. He didn't say how much he won, so I don't know. But $3, half a beer maybe. Okay. Yes. So when we'd go in and I would train the agencies on how to use the software, I always started out with a story. And the story I would always start out with. Now I don't even remember where this. Oh no, I do. Okay. I better tell the moral of the story first, or else I'm going to forget. Ms. L said, because people were asking, about the peanuts in the Coke. Is it because it'd make them soft, or was it crunchy, or whatever? And so people speculating on why. And Ms. L said, in my experience, you put peanuts in your Coke bottle so you could sip your Coke, eat your peanuts while driving, right? So moral of the story is no one ever really knows why we do some things that we do, but we just do them anyway because we've always done them, or someone else told us to do them because they've always done them. All right. Now, with that in mind, because I'll forget to tell that part, with that in mind, now I am going to tell the rest of the story, which actually this is perfect for my first one, the rest of the story. I really like the look of these tickets, so we might need like a ticket in here or something. So I would always start out with a story, and the story that I'd always start out with was the same one, and it was okay because there were different, always different people because we were in different places. Ooh, memorable. That might be nice. Time to remember, maybe. Life's simple pleasures. Yes, those would work for the things on my list. So the story went like this. So there was a little girl, and little girl is with her mom and with grandma, and they are cooking a ham on Easter. Okay, they're in the kitchen, they're cooking a ham on Easter, and grandma is making it, and grandma cuts both ends, the ends off of the ham, right? Left and right end. She cuts the ends off of the ham, and then she puts it in the oven. And little girl's like, Grandma, or no, maybe mom's doing it. Mom's doing it. Mom cut the ends off. And little girl says, Mom, why did you cut the ends off of the ham? And mom goes, well, you know what? I don't really know. Just my mom always did it. So little girl says, Grandma, why did you always cut the ends off of the ham? And she goes, well, I don't really know. My mom always did it. So young family, great grandma is still living, but not with them for Easter. So they call great grandma and say, great grandma, why we're making ham for Easter, and we're doing it, and we just cut the ends off of the ham before we put it in the oven. And great grandma says, what? What are you talking about? Why in the world would you cut the ends off of the ham? And they're like, well, because mom, grandma, great grandma, that's what you taught us to do. And great grandma says, well, the reason that I cut the ends off of the ham is because back in my day, the ovens were too small to fit the pan with the ham. The ham was too big, so you had to cut the ends off so it would fit in the oven. Okay? So, moral of the story is kind of with the Coke, I know this is a real stretch, right? Kind of with the Coke and the peanuts. You never really know why people do things, and sometimes they go back to a really weird reason. Like maybe they started the Coke and the peanuts thing many years ago because Coke was too sweet, and they wanted it, people felt like it needed a little salt. So the easiest way to put a little salt in it was to just put their peanuts in and then naturally get the salt, right? I don't know if that's the thing, but that's the moral of my story. While I was finding die cuts. Okay, so we have memorable. And you know what? Guess what? It's going to be memorable, even though it's more purple. More purple. So you know what? I should probably tie this back to software now really quick. Then when I was done telling that story, I'd say, okay, people, and everyone would laugh and be like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. That's so silly that for generations, they cut the ends off of the ham because that's just the way they'd already done it. I would say, okay, you're going to learn a lot of new things here. And we're going to challenge you to change your processes and change the way that you've always done things. So don't assume because it's the way you've always done things is that number one, there's a reason to do it. And number one, it's the right thing to do. Question now everything. Now that you're getting new software, question everything. Why do we do that? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? If your old whatever process was that you used to do what you needed to do couldn't do something, maybe that's why you had to do this workaround and you didn't even realize it was a workaround. That's the moral of the story. As it ties back to peanuts and Coke. I don't know, but yeah. All right, I like memorable. Memorable, old-fashioned things I love. That ties in very well with memorable, right? That works well there. It's the purple. The purple is going to pull out some more of that color. Unforgettable's nice, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it needs that purple. It just needs the purple, right? Can't even believe that's coming out of my mouth. It needs the purple. Probably is not something you hear me say very often, right? Maybe this lighter one. I like these little tickets. I think it's just kind of a fun way to add things. I could add, I like this one too, that little 1D, maybe, or maybe the 3. As you can see, I pulled out lots of those tickets, but I'm staying away from the purple. All right, so now there were all those die cut pieces. There were all different sizes, but really no floral in the die cut. So now I'm going to look to these guys, the laser cut elements. Open that up because I feel like I need a little bit more. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you. Okay. Ooh, the leaves. Okay. So the leaves, I really like the leaves. Oh my gosh, these are super intricate. Wow, look at, I'm going to just pull this out so you can see. Look how nice and intricate that is. That's why 49 and Market does their laser cut elements, and they're different than their die cuts because something like that you could never have in a die cut package, right? It is far too delicate, and it would just be a mess, right? It would get totally ruined. But a laser cut element, because it's still inside that little sheet, is nice and delicate and beautiful. Ooh, okay, so I don't know, that brings in a lot of green. Unless I come over here and maybe bring this green in over there, and then I could bring a little bit more of that green in over here. That is also when it is really handy to have a glue pen. I use 2 different width glue pens. One is a, not a wedge, chisel. One's a chisel tip, so it's a little bit of a broader nib. And then the other one is a fine, so that I can try to get the glue behind those little stems. So look at, there's really no green, and I was kind of struggling with it over here, but if I bring it in over here too, then it works. So I can bring in that green because I really like that. Let's just do that. Let's start putting these things down. I need my fine tip. Actually, I'm going to use both here. I'm going to use this behind the leaves because there's a little bit more surface area there. And then I'm going to use this guy Oh, and actually, I don't need it behind the whole stem because this guy is going to bleed off of the edge. And most of the adhesion is going to come from the big part. So let's see. Kind of put this, I don't know, maybe like right there. Sure. And then we'll cut this little guy off the end. This, so collection like this, beautiful, stunning, oh my gosh, so pretty, right? But also scares me a little bit. And when I say scares me a little bit, I mean me personally, my taste, because I generally go with a lot of black and white, generally go with a lot of white, right? There's really no white on here at all. So listing, like what we're doing, is a great way to kind of experiment with things like this and get your feet wet and kind of figure out how you can make it work for you before, you know, like using it on a scrapbook page or using it in a mini book or something like that. Or it may be that I love this look, but I'm like, man, not as much my style, so maybe I don't want to put it in my scrapbook or something like that. That's where I can still have fun and use things like this, but use them in a little bit of a different format, right? That's pretty, that little butterfly. We can use that butterfly. Oh, maybe right there. Now I feel like I need some flower in here. This is still kind of a little bit blank and I don't have anything that's really tall enough to go there. So I need to have something to kind of maybe hug all of this, because we kind of have the hug going on here, but we need the hug. We're missing a hug right there. So let's find something we can hug with. Let me look at, maybe, let's look at this guy. Even though I know I'll still need a flower. Whoopsie. Let's see. This, maybe if this comes in here a bit, and then this is here, and then, I don't know, this may not be the color anymore, maybe. Oh yeah. All right, so it did. It just kind of helped to fill in that space a little bit, right? Although I think this feels like it needs to be layered a little bit more. Maybe we need the blue instead. This seems like it's kind of a blinding flash of the obvious. It seems like it's a little bit too, see the difference? That to me was just like a little bit too bold. It immediately, you're like, focused right there. So I want it to be a little bit more subtle. So I think if I do that, then it just kind of all blends in a little bit more. It's not so, your eye doesn't like halt right there. It kind of ends down here with the purple. If that makes sense. Isn't that beautiful? I know the artwork there, they totally look like they're pressed. I mean, the detail in that artwork is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. It is super pretty. All right, so we'll put that little guy right there. And this, yeah, Katie is one talented designer. Katie's been around for a really long time. And if you missed earlier when I was talking about Katie Pertit is the designer of this collection for 49 Market. She does quite a few of the 49 Market collections. She also designs for Simple Stories. So the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage collections are also Katie. Katie designs all of those. She has a website called Designer Digitals. She used to, some of you that have been around for a really long time, she used to do a lot of work for Autumn Leaves. They did stamps and primarily, well, they did some paper collections, but it was primarily stamp. Well, I shouldn't say primarily. They did a lot of stamps, and Katie did a lot of their stamps, but that was, oh my heavens, that was probably a good 15 years ago, maybe, or so, because they haven't been around in a long time. Yeah, she's super talented and very sweet lady. Very, very sweet lady. Okay, I'm not sure if that goes there. I kind of feel like that needs to go there, but then I need something else right in there. So let's look and see what we could do. Oh, look at what might come out. Look at these little berries. Maybe these, unfolded. Maybe these little berries. Now look, how cool. Look at like the lace strips. I mean, obviously that's not lace. That is, this laser cut, but beautiful. I think too, the difference between something like this and their die cuts, just the intricacy that you can do with a laser cut versus like with a die cut, just totally different. There, I can't believe I'm gonna put purple in there again. There's a time and a place. Apparently the time and a place has been on 2 of my lists today. Who even am I? Don't know. We'll use these guys. Oopsie. Don't stab myself. Yeah, this for sure. If you're using little pieces like this is for sure when you need your, you need to have a glue pen, because trying to get, I mean, I don't even know how you'd get adhesive on there if you didn't have a glue pen. They're so intricate. All right, and I don't want that little stem to show, like it's just kind of floating there in midair. So we'll put that there. The memorable. Embracing the purple. Yeah, I like the berries. I think the berries are a fun little accent. And because 49 Market doesn't do stickers, then we're kind of getting what we need from the die cuts and the laser cut pieces. All right, there we go. This is the thing that to my eye is so odd that is even. Because I'm used to, you know, the torn washi. So it looks just weird to me that it's even. I shouldn't say weird. I should say different. When I was a little kid, and I'd use the word weird, my grandma, and my first thing here is about my grandma. Okay, not that, but I want something right here. My grandma used to say, anytime I would use the word weird, she'd say, don't use weird. It's not weird. It's just different. It is just different. I didn't know, Robin, I didn't know. It's closed? Oh my goodness. I didn't know that she doesn't do digitals anymore. I had no idea. I wonder, oh, you know what though? Oh, so she still does digitals, but it's under Katie Pertite Designs, not Designer Digitals. Okay, gotcha. I think. I mean, I don't know if that's what we're saying, but I think. All right, I am pulling out word strip stickers because I feel like we still have this kind of area right here that needs something. So I was looking at these guys, and this is why I had pulled those out as kind of an accent, but that's really white, right? That is really white. So actually, here's something that I could do. Here is something that I could do. I'm gonna try something, see what we come up with. When you have, sorry, oh, look it, found them. My lace. My back's to you because I need to grab something. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, I know where they are. They're over here. All right. So I need an ink blending tool. Okay. Oops, see that came off of that guy. I wonder why. I need an ink blending tool. I have a new foam dauber, right, with my ink blending tool. I have both of these on my website. Well, it's a black one, but the foam rounded, domed, thank you, domed ink blending tool, and then the little applicator as well. But I can kind of change the look of this using my ink, but I don't want to just take my ink pad and put it on there. That's where that little tool will come in handy. So if I wanted to incorporate it, I might want it to be maybe, I don't know, a little bit of that. So let's look where the blues are. Rustic Wilderness, that'd be really dark. Speckled Egg could work, right? Salvaged Patina, I don't know. I think it's going to be too bright. I'm just going through the colors here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I think you can. So let's just try, what was I saying? Salvaged Patina? Did I think that was going to be too bright? All right, let's look. Well, one that might work, the one that we were, was Stormy Sky before what we were doing? Stormy Sky? Let's look at Stormy Sky. I didn't look at Stormy Sky. Stormy Sky would be in the purples. that'd be pretty subtle. Could work. So what I could do is I could take my little ink blending tool and just kind of work that around, get some ink on there. And I could just ink the edges of this so it's not so stark white. Right? So I'm just inking the edges. And I probably could ink the whole thing if I wanted, right? Let's just see what happens if we want to ink the whole thing. If I want to ink the whole thing, so there it is, just white. So it makes it, now it's not so like stark, right? We see the difference there, not so stark. But there's still, I don't know, there's still a lot of white. I really don't have a lot of white over here. So let's just look. If I wanted to, I'll do this on here. What if I wanted to color the whole thing? If I wanted to color the whole thing. See, I'm just kind of going in a circular motion with that ink blending tool. Let's see if we like it. I customized it to whatever I needed it to be. Sure, why not? It works. It works. Okay, so let's now take this out. I'm probably gonna get a little bit of purple there on my work surface because it's not dry. Nope. Okay, time to remember. All right, so old-fashioned things I love. Old-fashioned things I love. That you can also, so let's say I didn't have a word strip sticker like that, that would really work. Maybe I have a stamp. Oh boy. Gosh darn it, why do these things report? And there we go. And that should take all of them away right now. Hopefully that you guys, we don't see that anymore. Let's also block that person, hide user on this channel. And hopefully those are gone now. Hopefully you guys don't see all of that. Hopefully you're not here to see the best adult dating site because that ain't this place. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. Yep, hidden, so I think you won't see them. Just a little troll, right? The darn trolls hate it when they do that. I'm not sure, it's like, really? I'm like a middle-aged crafter. Do you really want to be on my live YouTube sharing? I'm pretty sure that the majority of the people that are here are not interested in, I mean, nothing wrong with that. If that's your thing, then that's you do you, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of people here are not interested in that. So go somewhere else. We talked about kind of customizing that. If you had a stamp, you could stamp on white cardstock and then, you know, change the background to whatever color you wanted using your ink. Or even the word strip stamps like this. These are paper. So it's like a paper coating instead of, like a glossy. So you could even do that with this. In fact, I'll just do it up here. You can kind of see that you could color that as well. Right? Okay, so there we go. So now let's go on to our list. The very first thing on my list, actually I need to draw my little boxes here. The very first thing on my list is probably one of my very favorites. Actually, two of these things I think are from my grandmother. One is, I don't think they're around anymore. Or I should say not they. I don't think he is around anymore. That is a gentleman by the name of Paul Harvey. Kathy, and this happens, if you're ever on any video and this happens, you just click on the person's comment and a drop down comes up and you can, one of the options is report, one of the options is hide, one of the options is block. So, but generally what happens with people like that is that they just cycle through and they've got the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one, the next account. So, also I will see that happen. People like that will leave a comment on the video once it's over, and then I just block them, and yeah. Okay, so the very first thing, old-fashioned things I love, the first one is Paul Harvey. Okay, Paul Harvey. Grandma, well, I'm going to say introduced. I mean, I didn't meet him, but introduced me to him when I was a little girl. Every day at noon, she would turn on the radio and listen to the rest of the story. So that was Paul Harvey, but I think he was an author and a radio guy, and I'm sure he did many things, but I'd listen to him on the radio with my grandma when I was with my grandma, and it was always 12 o'clock there, and it was like a little 5-minute blurb, but he'd say it was the rest of the story. So there'd be some kind of headline or something, and then he would do the whole backstory behind it. Cindy, yes, the rest of the story. Yeah, so that's a very old-fashioned, just a memory that I have that for me is old-fashioned. And I mean, I don't know if he's in syndication or if he's alive, or I'm pretty sure he's not alive because, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not alive, but maybe able to still find those somewhere. In fact, probably could find it on YouTube. I bet we could find those on the YouTubes because everything is on YouTube. I read something the other day, and I'm just going to start my next one here. I read something the other day. Not the other day, a couple months ago, that said YouTube is the second most used or popular search engine. So let that sink in for a minute. YouTube is the second most popular search engine, second only to Google. And then you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, YouTube isn't a search engine, right? It's not. A very significant number of people go directly to YouTube when they want to know how to do something or when they want information on something, right? So let's say you need to know how to change a tire. You probably don't go to Google and say how to change a tire. You probably go to YouTube and say how to change a tire, right? Let's see. Lisa Zapponi said, my old-fashioned things, imagination play, using the tall two-step stool as Barbie's mansion, mud pies, frying an egg on the asphalt. Oh, wow. I never experienced that one. Karen said, country music is old-fashioned. Today's country music is more pop. Yeah, right. I would agree with you. There's two different kinds of country, right? For sure. School clothes shopping, going to the dress shop to get school and church clothes, shoe store, Coke floats, yum. Mike Rowe. You know what, Terry, that's interesting. Sorry, my head keeps getting in. You don't want to see my hair. My head keeps getting in the way when I'm writing. Sorry about that. Mike Rowe. That's interesting, Terry. I'm going to have to pay attention to him now and see. Karen said I changed the headlight on my car thanks to a YouTube video, right? Totally. Okay, next one is, oh, we've talked about this one before, my friends. The Sears catalog, right? The Sears catalog. Did you have that in your world when you were a kid, the Sears catalog? I vividly remember sitting with the Sears catalog for hours on end, looking for things for Christmas and dog-earing the pages. We actually did a list. Well, we didn't do a list about the Sears catalog, but we did a list where I actually had a cover that I downloaded from the internet, a cover of the Sears catalog. It was a Christmas list that we did. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yes, loved the Sears catalog. It was so much fun. But then I'd get mad if my sister tried to look at it too, because then if she looked at it and I looked at it, then I wouldn't know what I wanted and she wouldn't know what she wanted. And then how were we going to give it to our parents and tell them exactly what we wanted? And how young and funny were we that here you go, here's my 18 pages dog-eared of what I want for Christmas. We'd be lucky if we got anything on the list, right? Because just sometimes they were extravagant things. Avon, oh my goodness. Avon, wow, yeah, Avon, that's crazy. Right, the original, when you think about it, Avon, no, Tupperware. Tupperware, like the original multi-level marketing, right? And then Avon was probably not far behind. Here's another one. This is also grandparents, Readers Digest, books, and the magazine. This was my grandma and papa. Grandma and papa always had them on hand, and I would read them cover to cover when I would visit them. Cover to cover when I would visit. Now, not on my list, but probably would have been a thing on my grandmother's list. My grandma, like the majority of the population back then. So my grandma, oh gosh, I don't know. Let's see. So she was probably born in the 20s. Born in the 20s. And so like smoked most of her life, right? Because at a time it was a very glamorous thing and everybody did it. But I vividly remember my grandma smoked, I think like Virginia Slims or something. And they would have these little coupons, not coupons, but these things that you could save in every pack of cigarettes. And then you could trade them in, like you could mail in all these little things from the packs of the cigarettes and then trade them in for all different kinds of things. I just remember another memory of my grandparents going to their house, and she had a drawer, and all of those things would be in the drawer. And I always used to like sit down and count them all and then look at her little catalog and figure out what I could buy if I was buying them, but I wasn't buying. Anyhow, hi, Dandy. Nice to see you. We're still going. We're still going. We're actually, yeah, no surprise. We are actually on list number 2. Just rally coupons. Exactly. Whatever that was, right? Walgreens, Karen? Wasn't it Walgreens? Raleigh. Maybe it must have been Raleigh, right? I don't know if other companies did that, but you know, it's funny. It's just like a particular hotel or a particular airline giving you, you know, it's like the early days of the green stamps or whatever it was, right? They wanted to encourage you to use their product, and that was the way to do it. That's like the early days, I guess, of the early days. Oh, this one doesn't need to be this long. This one will be short. Maybe like there. So my lists are just kind of bleeding right into our little ephemera, or not the ephemera, it's just bleeding into the designs. Pencil, that's why. Always, always, always pencil when I'm drawing the little boxes like this, just because you can fix if you need to. All right, I think I'll probably make this be like my last box here, and I'll tell you what the other things would be on my list, and then I'll finish up those 2 later. Let's see. Hidden Pictures in the Highlights magazine. That I don't, not Walgreens. I don't know what it is. Woolworths, there we go, Woolworths. Walgreens is new. Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm in keeping with my little, adding my little hearts to each of these little boxes. We'll maybe put that one down there. Okay, so the next one is, this is going to sound very odd, and it's not really old-fashioned. Well, I don't know, maybe it is. I know it's still around, but for me, old-fashioned. Cream of wheat. Did you guys ever used to eat cream of wheat? Which, what a horrible name. I mean, cream of wheat sounds awful. It's kind of like oatmeal, but it's cream of wheat. Not even the same consistency though, cream of wheat. And it was like this kind of mealy, that's a horrible word. I don't even know how to describe cream of wheat. If you've had it, you know what I mean. Sorry, my hair, look at my hair. Whenever I do that, my hair looks like straw. Lawrence Welk. Oh yeah, Lawrence Welk. Actually, I didn't like Lawrence Welk's show. That was always on Saturday night before my parents went out on a date, and that's when the babysitter was getting there. And I think it was between Hee Haw and then Lawrence Welk, and then I think like Love Boat and Fantasy Island. And I always liked Hee Haw and Love Boat and Fantasy Island. Oh, somewhere in there, Donnie and Marie show was mixed in. But then Lawrence Welk, I didn't like that. So I'm like, get on with that. I want to watch Love Boat. I was like in 3rd grade. Robin, there we go. Robin said my daughter still feeds her kids that and they're young. Yes, I don't know, healthy wise, whatever it is, but cream of wheat. I loved eating that for breakfast as a kid, especially during the winter when it was cold because it's hot. Cream of wheat is hot. Add in, this is why probably, add in the butter. You'd add in the butter after it was made and the milk and the brown sugar, right? So yeah, not healthy. And the brown sugar. Yum. Yum. Loved it. Okay, cream of wheat. Oh yeah, Malta-meal, right? Oh, grits. Ooh. Yummy with brown sugar and butter. It's a comfort food. Exactly, right? Terry, comfort food. And I think, yeah, cream of wheat for sure, comfort food. And let's be honest, anytime you can add butter and brown sugar to something, it's going to be good. Okay, so I have 2 more to do. I'm going to draw the boxes for them just so I have them down. These other 2 are going to be funny. I mean, they're not necessarily intended to be funny, but they're just going to be funny. Oh, guess what I did? Well, guess this is where these are going to be because I used my pen. I was not paying attention. These things, this one's for sure old-fashioned, but I love it, but it's a little odd. Maybe. You might think it's odd to you. And that would be disco. Disco. Disco music. Okay? Disco music to me is very old-fashioned. Very, very, very old-fashioned. Disco music. I have always thought I grew up in the wrong era. Oh, to be in my early 20s in the 1970s, right? I would have had the time of my life. There's something about, and I'm just writing off the top of my head, so I didn't like figure out ahead of time what I was going to say. There's something about the energy and don't get me started on the dancing, disco dancing. Yes, I love it. Love, love, love it. Okay. The bump, the dunk, the hustle, right? It's the only music, right? Ms. L said it's the only music I could ever dance to, right? Yeah, I love disco music. Really, really love it. Like, well, there's so many, just so many. So many, so many. Vicky, when she was here, was, and she and I have known each other for a long time. I don't know, 15 years at least, she's like, my gosh, you have a diverse taste in music. Because if we were like, when we were driving down to Vegas and I have my, I was going to say my iPod, my phone is playing music and it's on, I don't know, shuffle or something. I've got a mix of country and disco and a little bit of opera, not rap, but like, I don't know, yeah, whatever. Justin Timberlake. I mean, I have a lot of country, Chris Stapleton, Luke Bryan. I have just kind of a broad interest, broad taste in music. But I love the disco. Give me all the disco. Casey and the Sunshine Band and the Bee Gees and Donna Summer and, oh, we could go on and on. Okay. My very last one, and I'm just going to write, well, I'll just probably finish it. High rise pants. Okay. High rise pants. Okay. Maybe not quite old fashioned because everything comes back into fashion one time or another, or again and again, right? So nice to have that extra something to, I'm going to say camouflage. I don't have room to cover the muffin handles. No, wait, muffin top, not muffin handles. I didn't write muffin handles. I wrote muffin top. Hi, Ariana. Oh my goodness, Ariana. We have not, it seems like we haven't seen you in forever. Ariana, every time we're on, someone says, oh my gosh, how's Ariana? Has anyone heard from Ariana? What's Ariana doing? So hi, sweetie. If you don't know Ariana, if you haven't met Ariana, Ariana is our 14, right? Still 14, or did you have a birthday? Our 14-year-old lister that joins us sometimes on Saturdays. She just pops in and just hangs out with us. So it was always so fun to see you, sweetie. And just know you're missed when people don't see you. So that's very fun. I'm very glad to see you here. I hope you are doing well and staying cool, because I think you live in a southwestern state where it's very hot often, right? All right, friends. So that is that's our list, right? I think I'm done. Now, what I need to do is I need to date it. Dating things is super important, right? It's really important because I think for me, I always want to know when I wrote a list. So I think here I'm going to pull out a date stamp. Maybe I'll just put it right over here. Really, I'd rather it go over here, but there's not really any room for it over here. So it'll probably just go right here. So today is 12:30, okay, 30. Whoops, okay, wrong way. This is the European format, or I don't know, European, not the US format. So you have day of the month first, and then you have month of the year, then you have year. 14 still, yes, your birthday's got to be coming up soon though, right? I think then when you first started joining us, you were probably 13 maybe, I want to say, right? All right, so let's see. Always test stamped first as well, but I'm just kind of in here now. So, yep, 30 July, that would be today, 30 July 2022. And we're going to put that, I think just right down there. I think I'm not going to grab a pencil board. We're just going to try to wing it and see what happens. Famous last words, right? There we go, 30 July 22. Okay, so that one is done. Now, again, if you'll bear with me, I'm just going to clear all of the Viking stuff that we've been using off and move on to our third list. So our third list will probably be pretty short-lived because it's already started. Howdy Doody time. I totally remember Howdy Doody time. Old-fashioned thing like Saturday morning cartoons. That's an old-fashioned thing that I love. It used to be back in the day, right? That's the only time as a kid we could watch cartoons was on Saturday mornings because that's the only time they were on, right? On the 3 different TV channels that we had, because there were only 3 channels, right? Saturday morning cartoons, because that's when they were, only Saturday. Hi, Lavon. Lavon. Oh, your ears must have been ringing every time I used the stamping stylus earlier. Every time I use it, I always say, oh, and then one day we were stamping and Lavon said, hey, why don't you? And I always tell the story of your awesome tip with the pen that turned into the stamping stylus. Okay, now I have to, because you saw that I misplaced my heart stamp from last time. Oh, here we go. I just have to put that away. this is funny. So just while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell a funny story. So before, remember when I showed the rulers before, and I actually painted that one. Well, I didn't paint it pink. I painted it with the teal, and so I showed you guys how you could do that because my friend Amy showed me that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's genius, because the rulers originally start out white, right? They're etched acrylic, so they're white. So when Vicky was here, because when you do what we do, you're always working. It never stops. And that's not a bad thing, but when you're trying to be on vacation, anyhow. So she was going to get on the plane and was going to be writing instructions to one of her projects on the plane. And she's like, I don't know what happened to my ruler. Did I bring a ruler? I don't know if I brought a ruler. So she needed a ruler. And so she took my teal version of that. So this morning, I'm like, oh, I'm going to need to use a 12-inch ruler. So I did a real quick, painted it pink. And because it's etched, the paint just goes right up into the little thingies. Alrighty. Oh, stuff is flying everywhere. Okay, third list. The third list. Oh, romper room, yes. Oh, my heavens. See, back again, you. No. Report. There we go. Excuse me while I report this. Okay, and then let's also try to hide user on this channel, and it's probably the same person. Okay, okay, I think they're deleted, so sorry about that. Joe, did I use Kitsch Flamingo? When? Yeah, tell me when, Joe. I'm not sure. Tell me when. All right, so my third list is already kind of started. Oh, interesting. So, Dandy, you've been, Dandy, you're late because you've been elsewhere. You're two-timing me. You've been watching someone else's craft video. Just teasing. But she said, every craft video I find, they watch us. Oh, sorry, Joe. That makes sense. No, for the ruler, I actually used, because I used this. This is an old paint of Vicky's, because when we moved, I got rid of all of my acrylic paint. So this is just what I had, some of Vicky's paint. So that's what I used. All right. Yeah, and if you're doing that, you for sure want to use Shay. I have to tell you a story about that. This is really funny. So if you are, just real quick, since we were talking about the paint, and you asked about Kitsch Flamingo, if you are doing this too, if you have a ruler like this that you got from me, or maybe you have a ruler that's etched, normally it is white, right? Hang on, let me just grab. Normally it is white. Because it's clear acrylic, and when you etch, you end up with white. But because it's etched, all of those little measurements and words and everything, they are etched into the acrylic. So if you take acrylic paint and squeeze it on top and then use a dry paper towel to wipe it off before it dries, then you'll wipe everything off with the exception of the paint that sinks in those little etched grooves. So you want to use an acrylic paint if you're doing that. All right. So, oh yes, third list. So third list. Oh, really quick. Shay said the Big Valley. Shay, I know the Big Valley because I was named after, my name Layle comes from one of the actresses in the Big Valley. And that was her name in real life, was Layle. So that's, not that my parents loved the Big Valley or anything. They were just watching the Big Valley when my mom was pregnant, and they were watching the credits, and that was the name of one of the actresses. And they went, oh, we kind of like that name. All right. So for our third list is kind of tying into what took place 2 days earlier this month, earlier in the month of June. Vicky was here. My friend Vicky Booten was here, and she stayed with me for 8 days, and we had loads of fun. And we knew that we wanted to do joint lives. So we did a joint live here on my YouTube channel on a Tuesday. And then the 12th, and then we did a joint live on her YouTube channel on the 13th. So when we were together on my YouTube channel, we did a couple of lists, right? So one of our list topics was like favorite shopping places, favorite shopping stores to shop or whatever. So we both did this list. Now, Vicky took her traveler's notebook home with her list. So I can't show you what that looks like because I don't have it, but this was my list. Then we both did a list in each other's traveler's notebook. So I kind of flipped things a little bit. I said, our next list topic is everybody that knows me knows I love, but I wrote Vicky's list and Vicky wrote my list. So this was about me, but Vicky did this list. She created this list. So I thought that'd be kind of a fun little friendship thing for us to do. So we did a couple lists. I think we did 2 lists on my live. When we were together on Wednesday night for Vicky's live, we did mixed media. That is not something that I ever do. So far out of my comfort zone, it's not even funny. But I did it and I had a lot of fun. So what I thought would be fun to do for our 3rd list is I am going to use one of the mixed media backgrounds that I made when we were together on her live. And if you want to laugh, oh my goodness, it's quite amusing. So we did something called bubble blowing. We did a bubble blowing technique, and it was very cool. It was very fun. It was extremely messy. I had special outfit on for it when I started. That's part of the funny part. But basically we took like a red Solo cup, we took some water, we took some Dawn dish soap, and we took acrylic paint and then mixed it up really, 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 really well. And then we blew bubbles. So you blow bubbles in the cup and then the bubbles like kind of rise above the cup. And then you take your paper and you do this, okay? So anyhow, you get it. If my cup was here, you do this. And that's how you get all of these really cool, like bubbles, right? No, not those. Those weren't bubbles, but you can kind of see there. That was, such a cool, fun experiment. And I loved it. We had so much fun. So what I thought I would do for the base of my 3rd list is I'm going to use, I'm not sure. I'm going to use maybe this one. Oh, American Bandstand. I loved American Bandstand, Shay. Squirrel moment there. Squirrel. Oh, there's Scatter. Squirrel. Anyhow, so I thought what I would do, and now I'm not sure if, I think I want to use this one maybe. We'll see. This one or this one. So the difference between these two, obviously size and what's going on. But this one I did on special paper. This is her, Vicky calls it her foundations paper, okay? And so the paper is formulated and it's extra thick. It is formulated that it can take ink and water and things like that, and it won't bubble all over the place, right? It won't get all misshapen. This was just regular, like white cardstock, so it's not meant for that. What I had Vicky do when she and I were listing, I had her use this, one of my mixed media traveler's notebook inserts. So the paper in the mixed media traveler's notebook insert is similar in properties to Vicky's foundations paper. It's just in a traveler's notebook insert. So it is, I'm trying to remember it doesn't matter. But it's like 300 GSM. So it is super, super, super thick. If you like to play with mixed media and have been staying away from it in your traveler's notebooks because of that reason, you can get one of those. I have those on my website. All right. So what I'm going to do is so I was trying to decide, and this will be a single page list, so I might as well put it here because it'd be kind of fun to be here because Vicky did that one. I will either use this, and this is what I did. When we were playing, I pulled out stencils and stamps, and I pulled out my currently stamps, and I was just stamping. I even, see these little polka dots? Those are the bullet stamp. That's the little round bullet stamp from my bullet stamp set. Lisa said, I forgot to add the mixed media tea insert to my order. Can I? Lisa, send me an email. Send an email to laylebymail@gmail.com and ask me to add it, and I will add it. As long as, I mean, you guys can always add things to your order. As long as you haven't received a shipping confirmation email yet, that's too late. It means that your order is already gone. But as long as you haven't received it, we can add for sure. I shouldn't say we, I should say I. All right, so I thought I have a couple of different options here. If I want to cut up one of my pieces, right, for my list, I could cut here and use this. But if I cut there, I don't really have a lot of, I mean, it's kind of boring. I only have a little bit of the bubble stuff. So I could cut there if I wanted, or I could cut here. So I think maybe that's what I'll do, because if I cut up here, then I would get like this, kind of look like that. And then it'd be like this, right? Then I get some really fun, I've got the bubbles in there. I have some stencils. I have some different stamping, so that could be fun. Or I could just start from scratch and use one of these as my background and then do my stamping from there. But I think I want to do this. I think I'm going to cut one of these up. Well, I could even do this if I wanted, and have that be the bottom of my list. I think this is what I'm going for right here. I want that to be my currently. So let's figure out where this would go, where I would need to cut it. There. And so if you're doing any kind of mixed media and you want to do it in a traveler's notebook, I do not recommend that you do it in a regular old traveler's notebook like this, right? The paper is not, I mean, you could, but the paper is not meant for, it's not thick enough. It is not designed for water and liquid, right? If you want to do it in a traveler's notebook, use your, get a mixed media one or use a mixed media one, or make your own traveler's notebook with thicker paper. Or kind of do what we could have done here is do it on watercolor paper, foundations paper, and then just cut it and put it on your, even if it's white cardstock, that's what I did here. So you could do that as well. All right. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. Yeah, that bubble blowing. And bubble blowing, if you have young kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews, or that'd be a really fun. Actually, I think it'd be fun for teenagers too. I mean, it's such a fun thing to do, as long as you don't, you've got to make sure, because it's kind of hard, because sometimes with a straw you're used to sucking, not blowing. So you just want to make sure that you are not sucking in the straw, because if you suck in the straw, then that's going to be a bad thing, because it won't taste very good. All right, so there we go. That will be the base of my list. Yeah, Ariana, you should. And you know what? Go watch the video. Go watch Vicky's video when we did that, because she talks about like how to mix, how much paint you want and what you're looking for and stuff, because you kind of need to make sure that you've got enough. And if it does weird things like what you do, and yeah. Let's see. But yeah, totally fun. Also, you don't have to have acrylic paint. I think she said that you could also play with like re-inker, like the ink from a re-inker. You could play with that as well. So you could probably, especially if you have little kids, I'm sure you could use poster paint. I mean, it's just, especially for them, you just kind of be playing. So depending on what it is that you wanted to do. All right, there we go. There's my outline, although here it's kind of scawampus because I rounded the corner. All righty, we'll go ahead and put that in. Now, I will for sure want to date that. Kathy, your son is named after a character on Big Valley. Oh my goodness, that's fun. That is fun, right? Yep. If I had a penny for every time someone asked me, now where did your name come from? I'd be wealthy. I wouldn't be quite as wealthy as the person that's going to win the $1 billion lottery, right? I don't know if anyone won that yet. I have not, I haven't seen anything this morning before we started. So I don't know if anyone had won that yet. Very curious. If so, it'll probably be a couple days before it comes out that someone won. Okay. All right, so currently, the whole idea behind currently, and this is not something I invented. People have been doing a currently, you know, for a long time. But I have a stamp set that I did because I thought it would be very helpful for us to do our listing. So the currently stamp set, you have the title and then you have a whole bunch of different prompts. I think maybe 23 different word prompts. One person won, I believe, in Indiana. Ooh, I better check with my friend Greta. What if it was her in Indiana that won? We could be best friends now. Yeah, whoever won, oh, Illinois. Who? Oh, my goodness. Golly. If it was Illinois, if we weren't so crazy, see, it's Delta's fault. If we were in Illinois, we would have missed that lottery. It would have all been done. Anyhow, never mind. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, currently. So I think 23 different prompts. So currently watching, discovering, listening, enjoying, reading, liking. The idea behind this is that you are documenting you, right? You could also document other people in your family. If you had little kids, it would be really fun if you had little kids. To do this like every 6 months, every year. I mean, think about it, how cool. If you were doing this from a baby, because you'd have things like discovering, playing, enjoying, liking, disliking, all the way up through, you know, teenage years or whatever, it would really tell a story because you'd see how a person was changing. That's the idea behind this. So currently, when I've done a currently list in the past, and this is one of my stamps, my Layle by Mail stamps, when I've done a currently list in the past, I have done this. I've just kind of done a little decorating and then did a bunch of prompts, right? But if you wanted, you could do a list just based on one. So see how this guy right here says, and it's just, I didn't intend to do this, but when I was stamping, I didn't create this for a list. I was just kind of playing stamping because I had, you know, stamped a couple of the prompts in different places. But look at, see, that says currently watching. So it could be that I do a list of just all the things that I am currently watching, or the things I'm currently enjoying, or the things I'm listening to, or the things I'm loving, or the things I'm thinking, right? So it can really serve multiple purposes. It can serve a kind of a recap of what is going on in your life like that, or it could be like a currently watching. So I didn't really intend for it to be this way, but I think what I'm going to do, since I have watching there, my title is kind of built for me right there, right? So because the watching is there, I think I might just do all the things that I'm currently watching, which could get very interesting because I'm really not watching any TV. But we have some shows that we kind of are watching on Netflix or whatever. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, for my bullets, actually, I think I need to do, well, hold on. If I wanted to add a little bit more color, because see in here, I kind of have some empty spots. If I wanted to add a little bit more color, I could add washi or maybe a sticker. Let's see what we have. I pulled out Sweet Rush because that's one of Vicky's collections, and that's what she had used over here when she was doing that. So, oh, this could be kind of fun, this little guy. That would be kind of funny if I was watching a lot of things on, who is the peacock? Is that NBC? No, I don't want that there. But I think NBC, I want to say, yeah? Doesn't need to be that literal. Now, here's the other thing. I could, okay, these are icons. Oh, I know. So I thought I already had one of these open. I think I do. I don't think I want to open another one. I think it would be fun to do the roller skate, even though that has nothing to do with what I'm watching, but that's okay, right? We don't have to be literal. So I'm just emptying all of the things out of the thing. Bubble gum, roller skate. See, roller skate's kind of fun, isn't it? Sometimes you may buy packages of die cuts and you might think roller skate, well, I don't eat roller skate. How am I going to use that? Well, guess what? Just put it on somewhere, right? Doesn't matter if it works on I'm not watching a show about roller skating, although I probably could. Sure, there's something out there about roller derby. But I'm going to do that one. I know some of you were with Vicky, well, with Vicky virtually last weekend, right? For her big Sweet Rush Lollapalooza. I'm sure that was fun. Okay, there we go. That just kind of totally filled in that space, right? And I don't really need a lot of space for writing because I have, I've got so much decorating going on over here, right? So I think we'll be good. Let's look at maybe a little sticker, maybe some word strip, maybe a label. No, label, I won't like a label there. Yay. Yay, yay, yay or nay? Nay. Yay or nay? What am I looking for? I'm looking for, I don't know, maybe a word strip sticker like this. This is the good life. Sure, we'll just pop that right there. Why not? All right, so now I need to be thinking of, I'm going to actually draw a few more. So I had, just to add a little bit more visual interest when I was doing all of this, and the stamping and the shadow stamping and the stencils, I had added a couple of these little groups of little hash marks just to kind of add a little bit more visual interest to some of those things. So I feel like we need some of those here in a couple more places, just so it helps to kind of fill in the blanks a little bit, right? And then maybe just up here a little bit. And then maybe right here. It's funny, Vicky will always say when she's doing mixed media, you got to know when to stop. And sometimes you got to know when to stop, right? So I'm going to stop with the little hash marks now. Unless I feel like we need a few more right around here. Okay, there we go. Now, I need to be thinking about bullets, right? Because I need to have my list of what I am doing. Actually, what if we did this? Instead of bullets, what if, we'll just play around a little bit here. I'm going to double outline that. And then I think I'm going to also double outline this. I don't double outline very often. The reason I'm going to double outline is because I think I'm going to draw lines for the things on my list instead of do bullets. Oh, you know what interesting. What I just realized, probably why I liked the way that that worked there. What's kind of interesting about that is, look at the green in the shoelaces. So I had stamped the little circle bullet stamp with green, and then it also used a little edge of another stamp there, green. So that green, now kind of the green there, maybe subconsciously that's what drew me to the skate, because of that green and pulling in a little bit more of the green. Who knows? So what I'm going to do is this. Okay, so those are going to be the things on my list. And these will be in no particular order because I'm going to have to fit them. So this is one. Chris Stapleton on YouTube. I did watch some Chris Stapleton videos on YouTube. This is part of my routine most mornings. The Today Show. Definitely not Good Morning America. Nothing wrong with Good Morning America, but it's like you're a Coke or you're a Pepsi. You're a Today Show or a Good Morning America, and I am Today Show. It will fit here. So, and this is, we do not, I always ask, especially when we do our in the news lists, that we do not get political. This is one of the things I'm watching, so we don't need to have any comments in the chat about whether it's good to watch this or bad to watch this. I'm not saying it's good to watch it or bad to watch it. I'm not saying that I agree with it or disagree with it. It is something that I think is very newsworthy, and I am very interested in what is happening. Okay, so the January 6th hearings, okay? That is something that I'm watching because I am very interested in knowing what is happening. Okay. Let's see, what else? This is funny. We like to watch $1 Million Listing. $1 Million Listing. I don't remember which channel it's on. We always just have it like re-recorded or whatever, how we find it. Oh, the coup, right? Yes. $1 Million Listing. There's a $1 Million Listing LA and there's a $1 Million Listing New York. And I don't know, whichever one it is, we probably watch both of them. I like to watch, so when I watch TV, that's part of my morning routine as I'm getting ready or waking up is the Today Show. And then part of nighttime routine is watching HGTV. Like when I'm trying to go to sleep. I know, which is horrible because you shouldn't watch TV when you're trying to go to sleep, but it is what it is, right? What? Oh, yes. Where am I going to fit it? Maybe here. Okay, hang on. Okay, we're good. All right, this is what happened. So Ms. L is okay, which means everyone should be okay now. I looked up and for some reason it said reconnect. I had lost internet connection. So, okay, good. Yeah, who knows, you guys? Interwebs, whatever. It's either too windy or there's a storm or it's too hot or the power grid or who knows, right? Okay, glad we're back. I don't even know. I was talking about Chris Stapleton and he can't really fly under the radar. If you know who he is, you know that he's very distinct looking, but then if you don't know who he is, then you really don't know. Then you really wouldn't know who he is. Okay, so what else is on my, what else? Oh, you know, House Hunters. Again, that's part of House Hunters and Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. All part of like the when I'm trying to go to sleep. What else? We really don't watch. Well, I shouldn't say we. Don't watch a lot of TV because I just work. Tiny homes. Yeah. Tiny homes. They're fascinating. But then I think, how do you raise a family of 28 in a tiny home that's like 200 square feet? I don't understand. So this one, I really didn't prepare for this one. Oh no, Joe, never. Joe said Dr. Pimple Popper, and that one would freak me out. I can't watch those kind of things. I can't. Hopefully we're not stuck again. Only murders in the building. I don't know what that is, Don. Ms. L, yeah, addicting, right? I know. And then you're like, okay, which house are they going to pick? Well, I think they're going to pick this one, but he wants this one and she wants this one. So it's hard to tell, like, in their relationship, does she really wear the pants or does he wear the pants? And even if it's twice as much money as they want to spend, is that pretend or is it really they're going to pick this one anyway? Or yeah, I like that one. Did I see a movie? Oh, yes, I did see a movie. Top Gun, right? Top Gun. Well, it's actually Maverick, right? Top Gun, and then I better put Maverick. Yeah, because it might be confused with Top Gun. All right, I know what I was saying was I really didn't prepare because what I really prepared for was a regular currently list, right? Like a regular currently list like this. Like where it's doing all the prompts. Oh, I don't know, where is it? Where it's doing all the prompts like that. So I hadn't really thought of all the things I'm watching since I'm not really watching too many. All right, guys. Yeah, only murders in the building. I don't know what that is. I need to add that to a list of things to watch, right? The Offer. Oh, okay. Hang on. I need to. I'm going to do this. Let me just grab my little book here. Let's go back to the notes section where we don't have some notes where it's okay to write that, because these a lot of times have my new product ideas, so I don't want to do that. This would be well, if we're going to do this, this is what we really need to do. We need to come over here and do list ideas. And then this is how I'll remember. I think we've done a shows to watch before, but it's always good to do new ones because, so I need to do, hold on. Wait. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know I want to say Where the Crawdads Sing, and that's a movie, but, yes, I want to see that one. Maybe this is just things to watch. Let's call it that, things to watch. We will do this in the future. Maybe when we're together on the 13th, we can do things to watch. Let's see. We also have, I'm just scrolling back up. Only murderers in the building. I've never even heard of that. Only murderers in building. And then there was another one. Squirrels. Yeah, that's it. There's squirrels on the line. That's exactly what's happening here. Somebody said another one. Where is it? Let's see. Oh, yeah. And not good when Nick's traveling either. That won't be what I'll want to watch when he's traveling, I'm sure. So, The Offer. Okay. The Offer. So there are some that we were watching. Oh, I know. Okay. Here's another one. This is called Under the Banner of Heaven, right? Under the Banner of Heaven. That I think we're in the middle of. Under the Banner of Heaven. That is a true story. Well, okay. Under the Banner of Heaven is based on a true story. I should say that because it's based on a true story about a woman in Utah that was brutally murdered with her daughter. And the something to do with the LDS Church. So, but Under the Banner of Heaven, that's been good so far. Okay. Oh yes, Terry, The Godfather. So The Offer is the true story of how the Godfather movie got made. Nick is like the biggest Godfather aficionado. He loves The Godfather. So I know we'll have to watch that one because he really likes that. But I do know that, Godfather, I do know the story behind that it was passed by a couple of times by different movie studios because no one thought that they'd want to watch a movie about that. And then it was like, yeah, anyhow. All right. So I have two more. So I need to probably go now onto Netflix and see what else is in our movie history to remember three more, what has been there. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I need to for sure date this, right? That's important. I will date this because a list like this is, I'm sorry, I keep bending over and showing the top of my, oh yes, Better Call Saul. We actually are caught up with that. Better Call Saul. And that will be ending soon, right? That will be ending soon. All right, so date. Actually, you know what I might want to do? I think I need to do something down there. I am going to grab out, and then we'll be done, friends. Oh my goodness, this is a long one. That's funny. They're all long, aren't they? You know me, they're all long. This will be 4 hours by the time we're done. All right, so I think, let's see, that maybe too big. Oh, look, playing kind of works, doesn't it? Okay, this kind of really worked. Enjoying, watching, playing, kind of like now playing, right? That works. So I think, all right, let's try this one. Let's try this. These are my label stamps. I'm going to try this one, and maybe, don't be surprised. Terry, if you are here, you know what color it's going to be. Do not be surprised. I bet you can guess. It's going to be mustard seed. So, I I could try to do that there. Well, let's try it. I want it to bleed off a little bit. So this is what I'm going to do. Since I'm not sure, when in doubt, test it. And we always test anyway, right? But there's a way I can test. I'm just going to grab a little piece of scratch something or other here. And I'm going to test it. Yellow. Yes, 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 yes. Yellow. Oh, Virgin River. Okay, Levon, I've heard things about that. I probably need to add that to my shows to watch as well. Virgin River. Okay, my stamping blocks. Where did they go? They're over here. Yes. That's good because they're kind of put away, right? Oh, where's the medium one? Oh, I know. I saw it over here. It still had the swatch on it. This one. Okay. Okay, let's try this. So somebody just said, Kathy said, better call Saul. Yes, it did start out slow, right? And I think especially if you watch Breaking Bad, I mean, Breaking Bad, holy cow, it did not end slow at all. And if you don't know, if you watched Breaking Bad, but you don't know, Better Call Saul is like the prequel to Breaking Bad with the attorney. Good. Yes, it's good. It's good. But it's very different, right? Very different than Better Call Saul. I mean, better than Breaking Bad for sure. Okay, so what I'm thinking I could do, well, I mean, look, because if I want this to really be like a label, I could have it that this is going to be the wrong color though, but that's okay. I mean, the wrong background because it's kind of a creamy instead of a real white. This is where we need the dyes. Huh. It'd make it a lot easier. At some point, we'll get them done. At some point. All right, so if this went there, oh, yeah, that is a little bit of a coating. It's also pigment ink, so it was still a little bit wet. I think I am going to stamp the yellow, but I'm going to stamp it directly on there, not stamp on cardstock first. So we're going to do that. And the yellow will work because look at yellow and then all that yellow over there. So even though two totally different lists, it'll help to kind of blend it all together. That's what we're going to do. That is it. Oh my gosh, how many seasons are there of Better Call Saul? That many. Okay. Oh, it's lunchtime. I am lunchtime. It's beyond lunchtime. It's almost 2 my time. Okay. Okay. This, I want it to be off a little bit. I don't want it to be like centered under there. I want it to be off the page a little bit. Okay. You can't really tell it's a label because it's kind of blending in there. So instead of stamping, I am just going to do this. July 2022. All right. So there we go. That is, I'm going to have to take a picture of this and send it to Vicky so she can see that I did something with what we worked on. But if you missed when I was talking about this originally, this is a mixed media background. Never thought I'd be saying that. Look at the mixed media background that I made. Mixed media background that I made by blowing bubbles, all those little bubbles. And actually funny, you don't see so many of the bubbles anymore with all the stuff going on around it. But I think that's also part of the beauty of mixed media. Like when it was before I cut it like that, or like this, that's another one that I did. You really, really, really notice the background. But then when you work on top of it, it all kind of just blends in together and it just makes it a background because you really don't notice as many of the bubbles now, now that everything else is kind of going on around it. So yeah. All right, friends, I am going to flip the camera. If you missed at the beginning, I have 2 giveaways, okay? 2 giveaways for this week. You can participate in the giveaway by leaving a comment on the video when it's over. So not in the chat, leave a comment on the video when it is over. Tell me which of my three, hang on, my three brand new washi tapes that I showed you at the beginning are your favorite. Tell me which one of the three are. Which one of the three is your favorite, okay? Which one of the three is your favorite? And I will be giving away a bundle of those 6 new washies. I don't know where the bundle is, but you get it. It's basically the 6 new washies. So one person, I'll randomly draw comments on the video. So once we're done, go to the video, leave a quick comment. But you can do a thumbs up now if you want. Telling me which one of your washi is the favorite. And I show those at the beginning. So if you missed the beginning, just go back and watch the beginning and then you'll know which ones they are. So that is one of the giveaways. And with that goes the, where did it go? The Scatter Squad. The Scatter Squad sticker. I don't know where it went. Brand new Scatter Squad stickers that are on my website. There's the bundle. So the bundle, and Scatter Squad sticker. And then the second prize, because I did a little washi swatching this morning, will be the Swatch This Washi stamp set. So when we are together, we won't be together again until August 13th. Okay, one Saturday in August we'll be together. I'll be out of town the rest of the Saturdays. So August 13th, we will be together here on my YouTube channel, same bat time, same bat channel. So 9 a.m. Pacific. We will have 3 new lists, and I will announce the 2 winners from those giveaways as soon as we start. I am trying to see if we can squeeze in a night listing session sometime during the month of August. I just have to see if we can make it happen. I have four classes to teach in only the few days that I am in town. So got to get those done too. Anyhow, new washi on my website as of this morning. The 0 centering rulers are back in stock if you've been waiting for those. And on Friday, just yesterday, the Disney Traveler's Notebook kit started shipping. Monday, the Disney mini book kit starts shipping. That is done. Finished it last night. It's all kitted. It just needs the instructions added. So yeah. Oh, one more. The Fall Traveler's Notebook kit. It's shipping now too. I will have that designed, or my little setup. I'll have that done probably tomorrow. So you can order the kit now. You just can't see what it looks like. So. Whew. Okay, guys, that was so fun. I miss it. I miss it when we're not together on Saturdays. I enjoy our time together so much, and it's just, for me, it's just a very like good social, feel good place to be. And I think we all need a feel good place to be, right? So thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Even if you were late or early or could only stay a minute or are watching on replay because you had something else to do, thank you. Let me check the chat real quick. Oh, look at that. I like what Karen just said. Karen said, I spend lots of time with Layle, even if it means watching a replay, so I can go back to ideas I haven't yet done but want to do now. September all day. Oh, golly. Well, look, maybe, Karen, maybe we could do a September all day to make up for, right? I'll look and see what we can do. Yes, hit the like button. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Lisa, I'm glad. Lisa had total reconstructive shoulder surgery, right? So Lisa said, such a fun recovery day for me. Thank you so much. So yes, I'm glad that we could help keep you company while you're getting better. You threw that in for fun. You always throw that in for fun, Karen. I know it. Karen's always the one. She's like, all day, all day, all day. Okay. All right, friends. So since I won't see you for a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, be safe, healthy, happy. I need to start saying this part more. I always say safe, healthy, happy. I need to start saying more you do you, because I think that I think that can be a hard one for some of us, right? And whether, I don't mean in what we do here on a Saturday, but sometimes it seems, at least for me, I get sometimes too caught up in what other people are doing or what other people are, I don't know. It's hard to explain for me, but I need to like, and this is more personal, not in my business, but it's more personal when I am around a group of people that, that I'm just not still quite sure if I'm supposed to be around that group of people or not. And so, I need to remember to stay in my lane, and, I need to do me. You do you. So, they're a very lovely group of people. I'm just not sure if they're my people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not you guys. And no one that I've been hanging out with that would be here listening. So you don't have to worry if we've been hanging out lately and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Is she talking about me? Yeah, no. Anyhow, you guys know I'm just rambling. That's when Squirrel has to come out and play. Scatter's out and play. He's rambling with me because I need to eat. All right, friends, safe, happy, healthy. You do you, and I will see you. Oh my goodness, I'll see you on August 13th. If not before, because we have a couple of classes that go with project kits before. So anyhow, everybody take care. Thanks for joining me today. Love you. Bye.